herself is okay to say. It started when mom had a plague. It's one more kid than she thought she would. It was anything but playing Brotherhood. Go! Playing Brotherhood! Playing Brotherhood! Nick are out of control. They would crash the airwaves with a microphone. So sit down tight and listen close. So the ladies now take off your clothes.
Welcome to another almost 2-hour episode of Clan Brotherhood. This week we were joined by PJ's friend Matt. You'll hear him referred to as Har throughout the episode. We get behind that and some other nicknames a little later on in the episode. Enjoy.
I watched the Travis Smiley show on PBS last night.
Tavis, no R.
Ooh,
Tavis.
must be a black name.
Oh, it's Tavis?
Yeah.
Is he black?
Oh, hella.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I don't have
He's a
PBS or
good guy.
TV at all.
And they were interviewing Mickey Rourke.
Would you
And-
say he's smiley?
Oh,
Smiley, right?
Yeah.
Tavis.
he was
Smiley.
interviewing Mickey Rourke.
He
Was he
smiles
saying
a
something ridiculous?
Mickey Rourke had this Miami shirt on. I have too many things. But it was Mickey Rourke. Man, he put on a lot of weight for that show. And-
For the wrestler?
yeah.
It's
That
not
movie?
a show. It's a
Or
movie.
for Tavis
That movie?
Smiley?
I'm on Tavis Smiley. I got to get to the
For the
cupcakes
Tavis
quick.
Smiley
They got a good, they got a good
And
agreement.
Tavis appreciated it a lot.
Quit saying something other than Tavis.
Yeah, don't call him Travis.
I don't even know who he is, and I know how to pronounce
really
his
pissing
name.
me off.
He looks like a Travis, too.
Well, I mean, what name is faker, Tavis or Smiley? And he is like he just
He is
grins
Smiley,
constantly.
too. He loves the Lord, though. That's why.
Yeah, every time I see him on,
Does he talk about that on the show?
Yeah. He
What kind
ends
of
his show and keep the faith.
Yeah,
Forgive my naivety. What kind of show is this? Is it like a talk show?
yeah,
It's a Los Angeles-based one-on-one interview show.
yeah. He gets people on
gets
there.
Like a Charlie
He gets
Rose?
interesting people, like a Charlie Rose.
Okay.
But like Los Angeles style.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think Charlie Rose would be extremely more respected.
Yeah.
In fact, I watch and I enjoy.
Does Tavis not wear a
Charlie
tie?
Rose. He
Is that the issue?
He
Oh,
wears,
he looks good.
he wears,
he looks good?
No, he wears like a loud tie, like a purple suit.
That works for the black men sometimes. What about his teeth? Are they really, really
like,
white?
like in
Yes.
the 90s.
Okay, good. Yeah, he checks out so far. Do you want to pull up a picture? Do we have internet access?
Tavis
We have-
Smiley?
We have
I'd like to
internet.
jerk off to this guy later.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, look, they got Planned Brotherhood pulled up on the internet browser.
Oh, wow, that's weird.
Doing a little.
Isn't that embarrassing? Not for us, though. I mean, we're.
I mean,
I consider at this point we're minor internet celebrities. Would you not
This,
agree? Har, who's never listened to a single episode.
hundreds.
I listened to one podcast on the internet. That's Bill Simmons. Shout out, Bill.
What is that? Sports?
Sports. And
Shout out
pop
to Bill, who
culture.
does and pop culture.
Yeah.
We talk about pop culture sometime. What do you want to talk about? Not sports, though.
Okay. Well,
That's out of the
there you go.
equation immediately.
I'm done.
Well, shit.
Just kidding. Yeah, he's like the guy that knows crazy Hollywood. He's like you guys. They know He knows all the Hollywood gossip and everything like that. Loves the reality shows.
Wait a minute. The podcast you listen to?
Yeah, Bill Simmons.
Oh,
But a lot of
so he's not sports.
it's sports with a tint
Oh,
of
so I
pop
wouldn't
culture.
care. Oh, just a tint of it? You gotta listen to us for all
Tint
your
and a
pop
half.
culture needs.
What do you want to know about Lost? I'll give you anything you want to know about Lost. Up
When
through
does it
season
end?
I got some
5.2.
questions.
When does it end?
After this year, there's one more year.
Yeah, 2010 it ends.
That's all I want to know.
Lost is amazing this season. Well, the first part of the 3 episodes so far has been amazing.
So one episode and
one of the episodes
two
out of 3.
weren't good.
Yeah. 1 hour out of 3, though, ain't bad for Lost, especially.
I don't get it.
Well, of course, if you don't watch it from the beginning, you don't get it. There's no getting it. That's not true.
Why?
Guess what?
Why do you want to be in?
Start at
tune
season
with
3 because I'll give you some spoilers that will help you, and then you can start at
You're
season
in
3.
someone's imaginary world by participating in this watching of this show.
Or watching of any TV if you want to break
Yeah.
it down like that.
Except for
You-
sports.
Except for you don't watch anything except for
reality.
sports. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? You don't watch anything but
I
sports?
do watch TV, but I feel dumber
What do you-
every time I'm done
What would
with
you
it.
say your favorite fictional TV show is? That's currently
The
running.
Office.
The Office. I love The Office.
30 Rock.
I can't say I love The Office. I do love 30 Rock.
That's good.
Do you get
Those
into
are the 2
anything-
shows I would have named first. I like you, Har. I wasn't sure about you as a guest, but I like
You
you a
know,
lot.
wait. I'm gonna take a little points off. I do watch the occasional the CBS show with
2.5 Men.
2.5 Men.
Oh, the laugh
Terrible.
track doesn't take you out of it immediately.
It builds it.
It builds
it's so bad it makes me laugh even more.
I think the only show that laugh track even kind of works for anymore, being 2009, is How I Met Your Mother, and even that is not that great.
Have you guys ever caught, like, when they would show
Haven't
random
seen it.
episodes of maybe The Cosby Show or something,
Love
and for
'em.
some reason they would show it without the laugh track?
No, was
You've
that a
never
mistake?
No, like, they would do it a lot. Like, growing up watching, I don't know, TBS
Oh,
or
wait,
something.
wait. Is that something they would do with sitcoms when it was like an especially like a very special
No,
dramatic
it's
episode?
not even that. It's one, like, they left the spaces for the laugh track. Like, the laugh track had existed, but for some reason they were airing a version without it. Like there was the pause.
That would be
for
so
laughter.
creepy.
Yeah, it's
Was
really
this a
weird
dream?
to watch. No, it used to happen a lot. I have no idea why. Here's Tavis Smiley.
That's the boy right there.
Why did you call him a boy? It's pretty sick, Har.
He's obviously a man. Look at that picture.
You got your lynching rope.
Wow.
Get that boy to get you some water.
He did it.
Wow, PJ, you're construing my.
Is his name Tavis
Boy was an
Smiley or
affectionate-
Jackson.
It was an affectionate.
Infectionate? What are you going to infect him with? Some sort of black man disease.
Okay, it looks like his middle name might be
boy.
Hussein. Maybe that's just me.
This is not going the way I hoped.
Play Brotherhood.
The only reason to own an iPod.
It's a good deal.
Yeah.
Start making a little bit of the investment back.
Yeah, there you go. Pay for this
That's
pay
all
for this
right.
$30 microphone.
40.
40.
I thought it was more like 60. I bought it.
That microphone? It may have been 60
Doesn't
after
quite
tax.
feel 60.
How about America, huh,
40,
guys?
42.
We got $100 ones.
Uh,
Are you
Heavier?
aware that you're waving the microphone around?
Yeah, you
I'm
keep doing
lifting
that.
it feels about.
Do you know what mic to your fucking face means? Because I can repeat it only so many
I'm
times.
doing curls with the 42 ounce and the $42 microphone. Theirs are $90. So they got bigger biceps.
I think they're $100 microphones. these
Oh,
ones.
100.
And I'm on like a $13 mic stand.
Do you know what is the brand of these
Your shirt
microphones that
looks
we're
about
using?
13.
Me and you.
Sure.
Yeah. Have you seen that YouTube video?
No.
Have you seen that YouTube video?
I
Har?
think regardless of whether or not
Which
you,
one, Nick?
Thank you for setting me up because PJ was ready to cut it off altogether. He doesn't want to hear it. There's this video on YouTube.
Anyway, PJ, what were we talking about?
it's not an impressive YouTube video, that's for sure.
Sorry, Nick.
It is so. Let me
Explain.
You guys tell me whether or not it's impressive.
I will.
PJ already says no, but okay. So
PJ, look it up on the.
I haven't even seen
This
it.
sure.
Get it
Pull it
going.
up.
Oh, you haven't even seen it.
We're all gonna witness it. PJ's pulling it up. Nick,
But
explain.
my point is, regardless of if you can throw a microphone...
Do you mind if I explain before you make your
Explain
point,
while
or
PJ
no?
looks it up, and you can build the anticipation.
Okay.
Har, who's
Here-
running the fucking show?
And we'll probably be let down.
Har is the rule maker tonight.
I like how all your YouTube videos are Kobe Bryant.
I like basketball.
Hey
Got a big
PJ,
game tomorrow, baby.
while you're on Har's
What
computer,
should I type in? Sure endurance test?
You might get some pour in there.
okay, I'll explain. But first, let me make this joke. PD, you're using Har's computer. Just
true.
do a test real quick. Go up to the toolbar where you type in the URL. Just type in R. What's the first thing to come up? Because if it's RedTube, I'm fucking leaving. This guy's a creep. This guy's a creep.
I can't do that.
By all
that's
means.
oh, privacy breach. Are you sure?
No, retailmenot.com.
Oh, beautiful site.
God. This is the most boring guest we've ever had on the show.
That's my cheapness. My cheapness just came out in that little thing right there.
I don't even know what that is. Explain it to me, and then I'll explain the YouTube video that
It's a
PJ's
great little
looking at.
app for all of your web browsers out there.
Yeah, plenty.
You go to a website and a thing pops up that tells you there's a coupon available for a cheaper price. You guys have heard of these things on the internet where you go to like Amazon.com. You go to Retail Me Not, you type in Amazon.com, and they'll tell you what coupon, like what little access code you need to get 10% off or free shipping or whatever.
Yeah.
So this site is that.
Okay.
Do you do most of your shopping online?
Yes.
What
I
about-
prefer it.
Let's angle that microphone.
Not groceries.
Angle that microphone. It's like this, 45.
We don't want to have to keep yelling at you the whole time because we'll get into a flow and then it'll be no
I really
good.
like
This doesn't
talking
work.
like an 80s singer sings.
See, this isn't a visual podcast. This makes sense
right
to
under the
nobody.
chin.
Your Stevie Wonder pantomime is hilarious to us.
Okay.
Pick up a phone. I just called.
Operator.
One of my favorite songs.
All right,
Okay,
let's hear this YouTube video.
Okay,
stuff.
so we're using PJ and I have more expensive microphones. We sprung for a third microphone so that we could have guests and make it sound not like a makeshift production.
Okay.
But ours are considerably more expensive than yours.
Twice as much.
Not to slight you.
It's all right. I still sound good.
So it's a Shure microphone. I think it's however it's spelled.
SM58. I got it. I got the video here.
Okay.
Okay, but the YouTube video basically it's an endurance test with the microphone. These microphones that me and PJ hold in our hands
Or heavy.
yeah. A four-wheeler, no problem. Roll right over it. Put it in the microwave, blah, blah, blah. Do we even have to watch the video? I just
Yeah.
explained it.
Yeah, you're right. And this is my point from the beginning. Who cares if you can run it over? What matters is how you sound. I'm not saying that they're bad microphones.
But the point is, if, whoops, I dropped my microphone in the
only
middle of the
you
street.
do that.
This Greyhound ran over. I can still use it. We can still do a show that night. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
it's pretty
if you guys
impressive.
ever incorporated four-wheelers, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But you don't.
Into the show?
That's
Yeah.
the video.
How would you know?
podcast.
You never listen.
I just...
The first
I
20
kinda get that
episodes
vibe.
were devoted to four-wheelers and monster truck rallies.
We had them revving
Yeah.
up between the breaks.
Awesome.
That was actually our break snippet.
Well, I think the Sundome hosts some monster truck rallies, yeah.
Who knows?
Carrie Underwood's probably seen.
I went to the Sundome with you guys to watch that basketball game.
I'm sorry, is this
The
the
Yakima Sun
Sundome?
Kings.
That was a lot of fun.
They folded. Isaiah Thomas
What did you see there?
fucked the CBA.
The Sun Kings.
The only thing I've
Twice.
ever seen at the Yakima Sundome is the exhibit hall of the Yakima
Of the fair.
Oh,
which is always a sad
God,
affair.
that fair is depressing. Especially because I went to Puyallup Fair last year and then went to the Yakima.
And every
next
year
week.
growing up as a kid.
Yeah.
Puyallup Fair is, I don't know if you know this or not, the sixth biggest fair in the United States of America.
holy shit.
That was true in 1998. I don't know if that's
Walt Disney
still
World,
holds up.
Walt Disney Land, and...
Those aren't state fairs.
Oh,
Yeah, let me say it again, Har.
that was a joke, you guys.
You're so dry, I don't get you.
I know.
But I kind of love it.
Jazz your mom.
Okay, again, you haven't heard the show, but we've never made fun of our mom on an episode, and we don't need
right.
to start now.
That's
Is that an out of bounds?
Yeah.
do not walk down that road.
Oh,
Fuck off.
guess slip up.
See, you gotta listen
Travis
to the show.
Smiley would kick my
Travis
ass.
Smiley.
It's Tavis.
And we're
It's Tavis.
kidding. Of course, we've made fun of our mother many times. We've gotten many an email from her distraught.
Love you, Mom.
Have you met her mom?
Nope.
So,
But I heard about the story when she took
Wait.
some brownies.
Wait, which
was she-
story?
What?
Say the story.
Ate mar-
Start from the beginning. Quit laughing and tell the story.
She ate marijuana. brownies.
It was someone's.
It's about marijuana brownies?
No,
marijuana
this
brownies.
this was my wife's baby shower. I think you're talking about.
Alvina's
There are marijuana
baby
brownies?
shower.
Yeah, because our friends.
Oh,
were
yeah, I
there.
had some.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can say their names, but Sean, Danielle, and Paloma were there.
Yeah, that's Sean Love Clayton.
I'm sorry, his middle name's Love?
Love, yes.
Anyway, did you hear it from them?
Yeah, I mean, you guys have all talked about it. I've heard it from you
It was
too.
funny when she brought that.
I don't tell the listeners the story. More importantly.
Alvina's friend brought that.
Alvina, your wife.
My wife's friend brought that pot cake that was stuffed full of a ton of marijuana, and I don't know. It was just a really weird day.
First of all,
I was freaking out. I was really high. Mom was out of control.
was she out of control, or was she out of control in your head?
I don't know.
By your head, I mean our head.
She was ridiculous. She was like in the front of the line when Alvina was opening the gifts and just like yelling and using that disposable camera with the world's brightest flash. And anytime
And
Melissa,
this is in the age of digital cameras. Were you there,
Yeah.
Har?
No,
or
no.
you just know this story?
no, but Sean was.
I just know the story.
Okay.
And anytime our sister Melissa would say anything, Mom would jump all over, like, Melissa, shut up!
What she did to us as kids as well.
And just scream it in front of everybody. It was so embarrassing. Plus, I'm sitting there at the front of the room with all these people. All this is happening.
But I think that's more embarrassing for us. Like, that goes way back. Our mom was
Dig
the
some
person,
deep holes.
Yeah, but we see it now being passed on to our little sister. We don't have to deal with our mother on a daily basis
but it's
anymore.
different because our sister's not scared of her.
But I just want to give her an example of what we deal with, or what we did deal with. Like, tell me if your mom is reminiscent. I don't know the story of your mom. Is she alive or dead?
She's a beautiful lady.
I just didn't want to speak of your mom as if she was alive and then she was dead. I would feel like a jackass.
Har's mom is alive and well.
R.I.P. Har's mom. Sorry about that.
She just had a Hawaiian vacation. She's a little tan now.
Yep.
Is she an attractive lady?
Is it fair to say that your mom used to really like me, like a lot?
I don't know.
Back when I got married,
how do you mean, though?
I was so nice to them. Like, I'd come over to
PJ
their
was very
house.
nice. He impressed our mother.
Heather
Are you
was-
charming with the parents?
But my mom is easily
Not your
charmed.
wife's parents,
My
that's
mom,
for sure.
my mom is easily charmed. And PJ wasn't easy charmed.
Could I come in and charm your mom with my long hair and my hippie ways?
I don't think so.
Hey,
reeking
clean
of
up
pot.
those
Hey.
shoes and maybe get some pair of pants.
What's wrong with my shoes? How
They're a little
dare
dirty,
you?
you know?
Whoa,
She
did you
might
hear
ask
that
to take them
whistle?
off.
Yeah, I did.
Wow, that was crazy. I was
well,
I was really preppy back then when I was.
Don't you dare cut me off.
seducing your
I have a
mother.
mom story to tell still.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, keep going, but then we'll go
No,
back.
that's it. I just think that.
See, again, I sound like
PJ
the
loves
asshole.
my mom. He every time I mention my
not
mom,
so much anymore.
PJ wants to say,
I'm not sure what she thinks of me anymore. You know what I'm saying?
"Oh, going back."
Yeah.
PJ, she still loves you. She hasn't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
You should come over.
So when
For
you
Sunday
did see her,
dinner.
what
Maybe
would
I'll
you
do
guys
that.
do?
Sunday dinner.
It would be too awkward if I ever.
You'd have a little chat.
I can't talk
over
to
turkey
people.
Well, what
wing?
happened? Yeah.
I can't even talk to people anymore. It would never happen. I
What?
just go hi.
You've lost your charm.
Yeah,
You've
it's
lost
true.
it.
I've lost
There
all
are
my
5 people in
confidence.
this room,
No
and you're talking
confidence.
to a microphone, knowing it's going out to several more people than
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
But somehow it's different.
I'm with my peeps. Awesome.
The 2 specific instances I remember: one, us every time we went through a drive-through.
Yeah.
So every Friday night when we were kids, we would go to the grocery store, and then we would go to McDonald's afterwards. This is when me and my brother were little kids.
That's very
and,
sweet.
Oh yeah, it was. Friday was an exciting day. Not only because I hated school and I had
Dad-
2 days off.
Dad screaming about how long the line was. We're never doing this again.
Yeah. But the weird thing is, like, PJ and I really did look forward to it. And I don't know if you remember this, but we would, there were 2 exciting things to do in that Friday night experience. One, which was allotted to one of us, depending on the week, was at the grocery store, and we got to pick out what breakfast cereal we ate for that week.
Right.
So the other
I
one,
did not get that choice as a kid.
you didn't? Was it always Raisin Bran? You look like a Raisin Bran guy to me.
Yeah.
Lucky Charm.
Oh, really?
And little wheat checks mixed in.
Yeah. I was gonna say that
Mixed into the Lucky Charm?
some health stuff.
No, not in the same bowl.
Oh, I
but,
see, I see.
You know, alternate a little.
And so one of us would get to pick out the cereal, and the other one got the great pleasure, which apparently it was to us then, to go into McDonald's with Mom while Dad waited in the car while we picked up our food to go, and then ate it as a miserable family.
And they would always one really annoying
Sad.
thing about those times were like when we drive home, Mom would open the bag and eat fries all the way home. So half the fries are gone, and then she just
And the fries she weren't eating were getting exposed to the cold.
right, exactly. They were getting cold.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Just something I just beat my wife.
Oh,
about when she does it.
there are too many McDonald's stories. I thought you were going to tell the one where we'd come home and they'd lay out the food on the table for us, and my brother and I would have our plate ready, waiting civilly as obedient children
yeah.
do, and then my father would go, and with
Without
no
fail.
yeah, with no provocation a word? Okay,
Say it again for the edit.
Yeah, my brother and I are waiting patiently, and then he'd come in and say, slow down.
Every
The food's
time.
not going away. Like he was just waiting for us to be rambunctious and really assholes about it, and we never were, but he said it as if we were. I don't know if
Sounds
I
like
sold that
he's the
story
asshole.
well. Thank you, Har. It is called projection.
Mark over here sitting on the leather couch.
Thank you.
Bought at Yakima Liquidators, located on First and
Are they paying us? Because
Knob Hill.
where the old grocery outlet was, folks.
Yeah.
Where the old grocery
Right under
we
the.
have no Yakima listeners. Do you know our show at all?
We have no Yakima listeners.
Not many, I don't think.
I think
Whoever works with PJ at the Olive Garden, possibly.
seriously. Talking to you, Anna.
And just to be clear,
Talking to
Har
you-
is a Yakima friend, but you do not work with PJ, right?
we have.
I used to.
We've worked together.
Yeah, but you don't work together
I've
currently.
worked with PJ.
Yeah.
I have worked with PJ.
I want to
Have the
ask you what
pleasure.
you do for work, Har, but first I got to get back to my McDonald's story. Two things. Go through the drive-thru at McDonald's on a Friday night with Mom, and only when she was the actual driver and not the passenger. If for whatever reason Dad was not there and she was in charge of being at the drive-thru.
Right. In the speaker. She was not good at that.
No, she just got super paranoid.
She has a super social anxiety that passed on to at least me.
And me, obviously. I think that's clear. But, to an extreme degree, I can order food through a drive-thru and not have a panic attack.
I have trouble, to be honest.
gosh.
You
I
have
really
trouble
do.
with that specifically?
Yeah. Oh, well, with pretty much everything.
Do you make your
social
wife do it?
anxiety.
Do you
Oh,
guys
I prefer it.
play Chinese fire drill right
No,
when you
no,
get in the
no,
parking
no.
lot?
If we're going out, if we're getting drive
Mexican fire drill, dude. Alvin, I love you.
Alvina, I
Literally.
love you too.
in a sick way.
And your daughter.
Make it even grosser, Har.
Wow.
You know my wife listens. She's not gonna like you anymore.
She is,
Alvina,
she is
Alvina.
not a
Alvina.
Har fan.
I haven't seen Alvin in a while.
Yeah,
When?
not missing much.
Oh, ouch. Ouch. We're ending this shit.
But yeah, so she'd get to the drive-through window, and then she had the whole order in her head, and she would just freeze, and
She would squint her eyes
she
really
would
hard.
squint her eyes, and she just couldn't get through it, and it would take her forever. And me and PJ are stillborn babies in the other seats, and she's still freaking out at us. as if we're-
Stillborn?
That was a metaphor.
We're
of-
born dead in the back seat.
I realized that didn't make any sense.
We were being. Maybe
You
we
were young.
Not a
and-
peep,
and
not a
fresh.
peep.
Maybe we were quietly talking amongst ourselves.
Not even that. Like, we would just sit there and wait for her to get through it, and she couldn't do it. That was the one example. The better example
Yes.
is we'd be at a Denny's, let's say.
Okay.
And as we all know, Denny's.
Good apple pie.
Cha-ching. Huh? Good apple pie? Yeah, I've been there a few times for that, specifically. So we'd get there, and then, what was it? Oh, yeah. So the waitress would come around to fill up our sodas or whatever, and then my mom would uber freak out when the waitress came and make us halt whatever conversation we were having.
If we're talking,
Everybody,
it's shush, shush, she's coming.
but she's making the big shush production in front of the waitress
Right.
as she pulls up.
Ooh.
So
This is what she was doing at my wife's baby shower.
oh yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. So what do you think that is, Har?
What? Oh, wow. Okay.
I mistook this podcast recording for a therapy session.
And
you
mistook
look in
you
charge right
for a
now.
therapist. Oh, that is a very therapist-like chair you're sitting on. Where did you say? Grocery outlet, First and Knob Hill?
Yeah, how do
First
you
of
have
all,
that comfy chair? And I'm
It
sitting
can be
here.
yours for $300.
Okay, Cutco.
I don't know. That's a little awkward. I'm not quite sure what to make of that.
Yeah, but
I mean,
you obviously don't share our experiences. Like
No,
that's-
I don't
that's-
share your experience.
Do you see that social weirdness in us, or I guess since you're mostly around me, in me? Because I think that I worry that by the time I get to whatever age Mom was at that time, that I will be that bad.
Really? That's what you worry
that
about?
I'm kind of on the road.
And see, PJ constantly refers to himself on the show and elsewhere, as do I, socially awkward. Would you consider him to be that, being his good friend?
No.
No?
No.
Really?
But
Not at all.
because he's your friend and he can relate to
If
you,
I go to
like
my-
how do you feel about him interacting with
Other
people
people?
he's not familiar with? Yeah.
The only way I know PJ interacting with other people that he's not really good friends with is
Talking
through
to the
work.
microphone. Through work? What about like when we go to McGuire's or something like that, 48th and Tieton? And it's like a whole
Behind
bunch,
Jackson's.
It's like a whole bunch of people that like you went to high school with or something like that, and like you and Andy call me up, and I go down, and like I sit there and I say literally nothing for like a beer, and then I'm like, all right, guys, I'm taking off. And the whole drive home, I'm like, why did I think I could do that? Why did I think I would be comfortable in that situation? I can't sit around with a bunch of strangers. Like, you guys told me you're with high school friends. You don't see that when I'm there?
I mean, I see
You don't
that,
see me sweating
but
and
it's-
running to the bathroom to cry and
It's not a big deal.
fucking yell at myself in the mirror?
I think you take it too seriously.
Oh, obviously.
But you recognize it as a thing.
Who wouldn't have that thing? It's a normal thing to have. That's my
I just
point.
think
So
way too
I
much
would,
about it.
Yes, that's
He's
my
exaggerating
point.
in his own head?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But while I'm
interesting.
there and it's happening, yeah, I see it. Because while it's happening, it's like
It's
torture.
awkward. I mean, I've been in that situation, and it is awkward. I mean, you don't know the people, but what can you do? It's
But
not
would
like,
you bail or would you see it through?
Well, how long would you stay if you're just like not talking?
right? It depends.
But why aren't you talking? You would talk, I think. You seem more. I don't know.
I'm not that social. No, that's not true at all. I mean,
and maybe it's just because I know you through PJ and you guys are good friends.
I don't know. PJ would be able to describe me better than I could describe myself.
I don't know. Just it's never like you're coming out to hang out with a big group of my. I've only seen you around people that you know.
Right.
I guess at work, I would say I could see that you're shy. Like when you started at Olive Garden, who isn't a little shy on their first couple
Exactly.
days. Or well, some people aren't.
Yeah.
Annoying people.
Assholes, yeah.
But yeah, I could see that. But you're such a ladies' man. Some of the best looking girls at Olive Garden are in love with you.
Unbelievable.
Play Brotherhood.
Always be cocksucking.
Oh God, I spilled beer everywhere. Guys.
Nick has spilled beer for the third time tonight.
I thought it was
Second.
second. Yeah.
I spilled it once.
Once on the carpet, once on
in
my
fairness,
pants.
he spilled it on himself.
Oh yeah, but
In fairness,
Yeah, well, yeah, it's not.
I'm
he's
not
less of a
making fun.
drunken asshole because he spilled it on himself.
No, I'm just saying that it's not like Har's floor is dirty.
dude, my floor I vacuum like once every 2 months.
And it looks
so-
like you have the type of carpet that you can get away with a speared bill or two.
I'm gonna thank
Is what
the
I was going to say
the Borton
before I
family
corrected
for that
myself.
one.
You're going to think what?
The Borton family.
Who
They built these.
is this? Another Yakima plug?
Yeah.
Oh God, get through it.
This guy loves.
We better see some
Yakima.
coin for this. Seriously,
This guy fucking loves Yakima, Mr. West Valley.
are you
I
born and
don't.
raised? Born and raised Yakima?
Born in Yakima, Washington, raised till the age of 18. Still pretty young. Didn't really.
So born and
I wouldn't
raised.
say I was raised. I went to college at Western Washington University.
That's
in
where he was
Bellingham.
educated. on
That's where I
life.
have a different flavor of the Northwest.
Quit twirling that microphone.
360.
You're a
Come on,
horrible
come on.
guest.
You don't understand
Okay.
that this doesn't come across
All right.
audio as.
All right, sorry.
Did you go out for? You went to West Valley, right? High
I
school?
went to West Valley High School.
You're a Ram.
Did
you go out-
Rampo?
Did you? Go
Did our cousins go to West Valley?
No, they went to East Valley.
Oh, okay.
What
Were
do
you
you
guys
think-
rivals? East
Yeah.
and
No,
West?
no, we were a bigger school than them.
Yeah,
So
they don't even. Think, they don't even.
We
think
were a
about
bigger
them.
school than them, so we didn't even bother.
as
That
far
sounds
as
like a
population,
rivalry.
Triple A versus double A.
It's poor kids versus rich kids, and
That's not correct.
I know this guy doesn't like it when I call him rich, but you're so rich.
Oh, he's the rich kid.
Yeah.
I was thinking poor kid for a
I
second.
was not rich, Nick. We were a middle class family. Actually.
I don't. How much did you pay for that jacket you're wearing?
Hard as well for himself now. I'm talking about the way he was raised. West Valley was a rich high school.
That is true, but I'm not a rich.
What do you mean by rich high school?
That's
It
where
just
the rich
depends
kids
on
went.
your provenance, your territory, doesn't it?
And yeah, that is the key concept because it's more of a sociological and
thing-
environmental thing.
the thing
being
is-
rich empowers you.
West Valley
Unfortunately.
is the rich side of town, so
Yeah.
the high school's over there. That's
all
where
relative.
the rich kids go. And I mean, the
Okay,
difference
so are
between-
your parents well off? Like,
No,
how
they're
are you in the
well
rich
off.
part of town?
I'm on 56th Ave.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
The cutoff between the Yakima school, the cutoff between the Yakima school district and West Valley is 56th. So I'm one block in the West Valley school district.
Okay.
That should say something.
So you're barely rich. Is what you're
Exactly.
Doesn't your dad get like $1 million Christmas bonuses every year?
No,
saying. Seems like a lot.
no, PJ. 2 million. He gets big bonuses. He works
gets,
in the
like,
agricultural.
half his salary.
He works in the agricultural business. My dad got lucky. He worked for Knoll Foods.
So basically,
He was a warehouse.
I have no shot with Sandy. With the kind of money your dad's pulling
With the kind
in.
of money
I'm
my
sorry.
dad's pulling
Sandy's
in.
obviously Har's mom.
Okay, I got
Clue me and the
Yeah,
listeners.
my
I have
Sandy is
no
my
idea.
mom, and this goes back to the thing that PJ.
Didn't I ask earlier if your
Has
mom
a
was
thing.
hot? I don't think I got a straight answer on that.
She's
PJ
a
would
wonderful
say
lady.
yes.
She's a beautiful
He
lady.
loves my mom.
It's not about hot. I wouldn't even use that word.
Is it?
She's very nice.
And this will only
Give her
make
that.
sense to you and I, PJ. Martha Keogh hot? Because I think you used to have a thing for her in a weird way.
No, I used to pretend to basically the
You used to
same.
jerk off to her?
No, for the same reasons that I do it with Har now, is to aggravate.
Martha
me.
Keogh is my best friend's mother growing up.
Is she Asian?
Former best friend.
No, former best friend. I should
Keo
make that
sounds
clear.
Asian.
Keogh?
Sounds Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He almost looked Samoan, though, but then he lost weight, so.
No longer Samoan. He's all of a sudden an Indian.
Is that how it happens with Samoans? You lose a little weight, and then you also lose that ethnicity
They
and move on to
so.
something else.
Deportation.
Poor Samoans.
India.
Nick.
Go with all the other starving
You had a
kids.
question asked me at the beginning of this night,
No.
and I'd like to hear this. I've been my stomach
Are-
has been building
Who's running this show?
in anticipation.
You don't direct this thing around, okay?
Yeah.
I'm not trying
You're-
to. I'm just coming out. This is
You're
who I
not
am.
even wearing headphones right now. You act like you're a professional podcaster.
just relax.
I realize I'm not either.
This is how I am.
Har, don't be nervous. Let's just talk.
What? No, come on. Make it audible. We're giving you. Come on.
TV.
I don't even
We're-
know what the hell.
Har-
I'm not an actor.
let me
just saying what I'm saying.
let me explain what
You
just
want me
happened.
to be a certain way.
We were giving Har fake shit, and then he threw down his microphone in protest.
I was confused.
We're giving you fake shit for entertainment.
I have no idea.
I'm not giving any fake shit. I'm pretty mad at you.
I know. I can tell.
Fucking rich kids think they.
Yeah,
own
PJ starts
podcasts.
going off, and Jesus.
My
Firing
question for you,
bullets at
Har,
me.
you were building towards the question I had for you.
Yeah, I was, and then you guys made.
Do you
Said-
feel that you're the richest man in Yakima? And I mean, like,
That
as far as
wasn't
money
your
goes.
No, I don't.
He's definitely rich in the terms of like his family life. A wonderful lady.
Define rich in the Southern accent. His question at the beginning of the night that he's been dodging.
I know. I love to do that to people.
He's a question dodger.
When we have a first-time guest, my favorite trick is to tell them right before we start, hey, I got one question I really want to ask you. All right,
Oh.
ready to roll?
Oh yeah, you didn't ask him.
No, and I'm going to ask him now.
Oh shit!
How shitty of a poker player am I? I know you've played with me a few times now, and PJ is, I know that you and him and a lot of other of the Yakima crew really know your shit and enjoy poker and talk in lingo that I don't understand.
Har, you don't listen to the show, but I do make myself out to be a pretty good poker player.
Have you mentioned it
PJ's
on the
good.
show? It
PJ's
seems like
good.
you kind of shy away from it on the show.
I don't know. Only because I'm not. Obviously,
How many years have you been playing poker?
I guess since
Rounders? When was that?
No.
Yeah, you were that guy.
No.
You wore the T-shirt.
No, the guy is the guy that started when Chris Moneymaker won the World Series of Poker, and then everyone started playing.
Have we confirmed whether Chris Moneymaker's last name is really Moneymaker?
Yes, it's Moneymaker.
He's terrible.
But he changed it, right? When he knew he was going to win.
No, stop. I was going somewhere with this.
I know you are.
Oh yeah. So the guy is everyone that started then, and then you talk about knowing the lingo, but people don't really know the lingo when they say it. Like,
Sure they have. Everybody's
no,
run around
we'll,
at least
we'll
twice.
play with people like the home games that I've gone to in Seattle.
Okay,
and played
let's
with you
not
guys.
talk about that. That's a bad example.
Hang on. But like,
Nick?
if anything happens, they say that it rivered. You know what I mean? Like anything.
I just
in
want
the
to say
game,
I don't say that.
Like if they
you
got
do not say that. No.
if they got unlucky, they'll say like, "Oh, rivered it, river rat," or something like that. And it's on like the second card. The river's the last card. And quit saying the river. Quit saying "got there on the river."
They're not
Everyone
even.
knows.
They don't even. They're
It's
not
a
even
fucking
close
7-card
enough.
game.
They're like golfers who pretend like they know how to golf, and
Yeah.
they have no idea what they're doing,
Yeah.
and they think they're good.
I don't golf.
In my own defense,
But you don't golf, but you
Right.
understand.
I
they're
wasn't-
trying to be cool with the
I wasn't
lingo.
raised rich, and I didn't have golf clubs. given
In my
me
own
every
defense,
Well, you had to wear
I
white
never
shirts
try
and
with
white
the lingo.
shorts, too.
When I'm around you guys, I know you guys mean business, and not that you guys aren't
Yeah.
having fun,
We're-
but you
we
also
mean
know what
business.
you're doing, right?
Yes.
And so I'm just trying to be part of the club, like when I come and hang out with PJ.
It's great. I
Yeah,
like it.
I
you're
have
a
a
good
lot
addition.
of fun, but then I hear from PJ, and I don't know if you remember this. This is only recently, within the last month or two. He basically slipped up in front of his wife, or somebody, maybe one of the poker friends, and said, basically made reference to what a shitty poker player I am, and how obvious my tells are.
Did that offend you?
Oh, it offended me greatly.
What?
sir.
Are you serious? Well,
I'm being absolutely serious right now.
I mean,
And I'm
Wow, that's
I'm not being
surprising.
serious that I'm offended. I'm being serious that you said that.
right. No, I know that. Obviously, I said it. I'm just surprised it bothers you. You're not the poker player I am. I have to show.
I recognize
agree.
that, but let me have fun, and I think I'm doing well enough.
What's not fun? Does that ruin your?
Have I
fun?
not been up?
Does that ruin your?
Have I not
fun?
been up in front of you? And are you guys letting me win? I guess that's my real
No,
question.
no.
Har. Are you guys fucking letting
First
me win?
of all,
I
first
am.
of all,
fuck you.
Har can attest to this. We played a home game recently. I am the biggest jackass in the home games.
You talk a lot of shit.
I know.
For
no,
one,
that's not what I mean.
that's what I mean.
I mean, as far as playing stupidly, in the very last hand we played, I bluffed off over $40 to Har, who had a 3 of a kind on the river.
I didn't believe you the whole damn time.
Yeah, I know. Because that's the thing, because I just bet extravagant amounts every single hand. And it works because every now and then I do have a great hand, and people call a huge amount because they're convinced I'm full, but mostly I lose.
True. True. This is all true.
Mostly
and he knows it, and
Yeah.
that's why PJ could be a good player, but there's something missing.
But you,
Yeah.
He knows
there's
he's a bad
something missing.
player.
No self-control.
And he
But what I'm
loves
But you know
it.
he has a grasp for the game.
Oh,
though.
he has a better grasp than me for sure.
I know the
Okay.
math. Like, I'll put money in.
but
No-
he's damn stupid.
When he says he knows the math, PJ is first of all the only loser I know that with all of his satellite cable options.
yes.
Will watch whatever ESPN World Poker Tour from 2006
I'm
is
not-
on that
no.
day.
Well, if it's let's say if it's 60% against PJ, he'll say, "I'll have a 40% chance. Let's take it."
And that's what I was getting
So
at.
he
Like,
doesn't use it to his advantage.
sometimes I'll be over watching these poker games with PJ.
I don't really watch those that often anymore.
You do just as background music more than anything else, I
Sometimes.
guess. But even then, like when you're not even really paying attention, you'll still be able to call out the stats, and that's amazing to
Yeah.
me.
Well,
so
these are ones from 2006 you're talking about.
He just
I've
memorized
seen
the
them before.
episodes.
that's true.
I can do like the very basic poker
It's divide.
math.
It's easy to do.
Yeah.
You divide it by 2.
You multiply it by
multiply by
It
2,
depends.
and then multiply it by 2 again.
however many outs you have on the flop. You can multiply however many outs you have by 4. That's your percentage of making the hand.
Oh, I'm the only one that's asleep right now. Is that right?
But no. So I'm an awful poker player. Who cares if I say you are? Who cares if you are? You are.
You're not good.
What makes me not good, though? I guess.
Well, just because
You just.
it's things like okay.
It's experience.
Here's something
it boils
that I've
down to experience.
But what makes
Listen,
you
listen.
Okay.
Here's something that I've seen you do. Like if there's, let's say, on the board of the 5 cards on the board that everyone can use, there could be like a 7, 8, 9, and 10, all of hearts on there, and Har will bet like $15, and you'll call if you have like, I don't know, pocket jacks or something like that, because pocket jacks is a good hand, but you don't realize there's 4 hearts on the board. So all Har would have to have is just 1 heart on the board. Plus
To
there's a
beat
7,
me
8,
with a
9,
jack.
10. So he could have either a 6 or a jack as well for a straight. Like that's what I've seen you do. Make calls when you're obviously not going to win. Like you'll call.
have a
and
good hand, but
You got to
when you
know
look
when
at
to
the
let
board-
it go. You got to know when to
Yeah.
fold.
Yeah.
Like you'll make the call and then you turn over the cards and you're like,
let me ask you in that
you play
did
your
you
hand
call?
till the end. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't recognize what's new, the new
Yeah.
information. on the board.
You're saying that's what I do, or that's what I should do?
No, that's what you're
that's
doing.
what you do.
Okay.
You're not
So what
looking
would
at
you
the-
do in that exact scenario?
I would have to fold, assuming that Har has either, because the odds are extremely in his favor that he would have either a heart or a 6 or a
Every
jack.
new card brings a new scenario
Right.
to the environment.
You have to think, just because I started out with a really good hand on my first 2 cards, it's a 7-card game. So you've got
Remember that one night when I was really up, guys? for a
Oh
while?
yeah, and it's great.
Sure. But only I'm that
telling
same
you, you're
jackass bleach blonde girl that comes in
No,
because
you're
somebody
not.
wants to fuck her.
You're way better than
I don't
that.
like to play with women.
You're good.
I don't like to play.
You're good. I mean,
You can't even say that, Har.
no.
We've only played
Judging
together.
all people, you're good. But I feel like our game is exceptional. So you're not good in
Yeah,
our
exactly.
Okay.
You haven't played nearly as often as we have. For me, it was a sickness. It was a disease for like a long time.
For a long time, or
game.
even
Jay
still.
played a lot of poker.
Because I was like, oh, I could be good, but I could never get out of that thing to where like I just get so frustrated and I want to win literally every single hand. I'm just throwing so much money in there. You all right?
I'm fine.
Yeah, and I can't stop doing that. So now I stick to home games, and usually it's when I'm playing there and I'm playing like an idiot. I'll put like $40
At home or
in,
at a casino?
in a home game.
Okay.
I'll go wildly up and down. I'll get up to $100 and down to like $5.
Very volatile.
Maybe
Because
after
it's the home
rebuy.
game, and you're just making.
He's just fucking
moves
around,
you wouldn't
almost.
make.
It's just so fun to watch
Yeah,
everyone
he
go,
just
fuck
loves
you,
it.
PJ,
Yeah.
fuck you.
And that's what I see every time because I've only played home games. I've never played in a proper casino, a proper game in a casino.
We should play like a tournament in a casino. That's fun because it's a certain amount of money. It's like $35.
You just and I know we've got a good start now. Just tell me everything I'm doing wrong, and not now because everybody's tuned out. I'm sure.
In life or in poker?
Oh, yeah.
Let me think about that and get back to you. But both.
What's your take on poker then?
My take on poker. Semicolon.
Like he hasn't spent all day preparing this. We'll pretend not to notice the sheet of paper you pulled out of your pocket.
I was going to ask you a question,
Okay.
PJ, because you were talking about playing poker and you just could never help yourself but to want to win every pot.
Right.
And
In
then
certain-
That's what you call going on tilt, which
Yeah,
was a
exactly.
TV series.
Tilt, yeah.
okay, that just makes me think of my brother. I have a twin brother, Kyle Hargraves.
Uh-huh.
6'11".
Please stop waving the mic. You're going in and out. It's going to sound
Does it?
awful.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just try and So
179.
Okay.
Everybody,
Okay. Sorry.
What everybody that might know about your brother knows is that he's a giant, right? How tall?
I wouldn't say
Just
it's a
I
giant.
wouldn't say a giant.
I wouldn't say a giant either. That's offensive.
you just said.
Go back. I don't think I said it.
Wow. PJ, do not edit that.
He's very thin.
He is thin.
That
He's
takes
very
away a
thin
lot
and
of
he's
his
very
giant.
tall. And I think we should give a number for the listener.
6'11".
6'11". There's a visual. Keep going.
You know,
He
it
hits
doesn't
his head on the
sound that
doorways.
tall. Really. if you think-
6'11" doesn't sound that tall?
It does and it doesn't, but when you see him, he's tall. I guess just to me. Just to hear it,
Because he's been your friend for years.
Well, no, I guess I look at him probably the first time, and in my moron mind thought, "Oh wow, he must be like 7'4", and then drop down 5 inches.
Well,
and I was
6'11",
disappointed.
7'4", that's the same thing in my mind.
Oh, really?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
I know I'm not the only one either.
All right. Anyway,
You're right. That's the general take. But anyway, because you and Kyle are completely different poker players.
Uh huh.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
And yet you played poker together a lot,
Yeah.
which is surprising.
Yeah.
Did you guys feed off each other?
What do you mean?
Because he would play a certain way, you'd play more like this combative way. Like, was there any type of competitiveness
Between Kyle and I.
between you and Kyle? And
no.
how do you and also in that same question, what do you reference as your style in poker? How did you get that type of style?
I thought you were asking, did I get that style because of the way Kyle played?
I'm asking both. actually.
Did
you?
No, it's just a really aggressive gambling style that I kind of play with anytime I gamble.
Okay.
If I bet on something, I guess I kind of want to bet a lot of money. And if I play blackjack, like as soon as I'm up anything, I'll go up to $20 a hand, which is a lot when I'm playing blackjack because I lose every single hand.
That's a hell of a hand.
I don't think there was any competitiveness between me and Kyle. I played a lot, but I don't know. It was always so great to have someone there, like just for someone you can talk to while you're playing.
You understand? Yeah.
Because you play for hours.
Yeah.
How many hours at a time? What's the longest run you've ever gone on in a casino?
I couldn't even guess. I mean,
you couldn't guess.
I mean, I
6 hours, is that extreme?
See, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking like 5, but then I'm thinking maybe 10. But I have no idea.
It's just so hard to tell when you're there. Yeah,
6 is probably right. I mean, I've stayed there for a long time.
And are you drinking that whole time?
No, not always.
Okay.
I started there before I was 21.
I didn't mean to make you out to be
I
a
think you
gambler
did.
and an alcoholic.
No.
But
Although that'd be a
you
great
combine that
Kenny Rogers
shit,
song.
it's good.
Well, now
It's
I'm
fun.
the other. Now I just drink a lot and I don't gamble as much.
Yeah.
But it was just fun. And
When you do gamble now, it's mostly either a home game or online. Do you still do that?
Yeah, like throw $50 online.
Yeah, I could see that being appealing.
FullTilt.com.
Because then nobody's gonna pick up on all my fucking bullshit that I apparently pull.
Well, when I'm online,
They'll still pick up on it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was something physical I was doing, maybe.
when I'm online, I like it a lot because
Online's great.
I kind of don't like it because it brings out this ugly side where in that chat box. I'm serious when I say like I'm gonna rape your mother and stuff like that.
You're that guy.
But you're a shit talker even at the actual.
I wouldn't say stuff
or
like
you
that.
used to be. I remember
no.
I never played, but I would sometimes visit you or visit you. I would accompany you when you'd go to like some weird games in Tacoma, like at pool halls in the morning.
At that bowling alley.
Sure, that's what it was.
Yeah, those were great. Those were like 25-cent chips. I was broke and still.
And
had
it was
the
so
fever,
weird because
so.
like there were a couple times
played
where I
there
went with
before.
you, but not to play. I would just drink and sit there and watch you. And I didn't have any friends, or obviously was getting late at the time.
Yeah.
What was your username on your Full Tilt Poker?
On Full Tilt, I'm inconvenient.
Inconvenient.
You're inconvenient on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Anybody that doesn't know PJ's online alias.
Thank you.
It's probably his password too.
I had to explain it in order to.
No.
He banks at Washington Mutual.
But those games that you used to play at that bowling alley in Tacoma, like it was so funny when I would go there with you. The guys were like all seemed so old and
Yeah,
skeezy.
that's why I loved it because it was
'Cause you could take
self-dealt.
advantage of 'em?
You could pick whatever game. No, they were good, and it was just
You want me
like
to change your diapers for you?
Listen, this is the thing. I started playing poker right before that big moneymaker effect happened.
What bowling alley in Tacoma did you play
Oh,
for? I'm from around there, so I was just curious.
I would play at I can't remember what it was
Pacific
called.
Lanes?
No, it wasn't that one.
Oh, it was the weird
Fast
one.
Lanes.
Somewhere on
.com?
6th Avenue, I think.
6th Ave Bowling Alley.
Seriously, though?
Listen to me.
Edit, snip.
I got into poker like right
Play.
before to where it just became like when I first started playing poker, it was awesome. It was always the same guys there, and they were funny and old. And then
Funny because they were old.
right. And then ESPN would come on, and then just all the assholes started coming to the
Yeah,
casino,
and Norman
you know what I
Chad
mean?
was really funny.
All the assholes would come and casino. That's it. I like to play with old curmudgeonly men better.
Yeah, you're gonna make
Even
a good
still?
old man, PJ.
God, I hope so. I hope I'm.
You're gonna have the best personality when you're old man.
need
I
to
think
start
so
working
too.
out or
Don't you think
something.
so?
He's
I'm
gonna
just
be
gonna be
good. He's gonna be a
crabby.
funny old man.
Yeah.
He'll be crabby, definitely.
When your
But
daughter,
he'll be funny crabby.
I just want to like make enough money to where I can just like be a dick to people all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
How many
that sounds like
occupations
a
does
real
that work
fulfilling
for you,
life.
though?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Let's think about how that could work for us. Being a dick and making money at it.
doesn't sound very fulfilling to me, Nick.
Joan
Does it to
Rivers
you?
is even too old to make it
We
work.
writers.
What's that?
Writers.
Writers?
See, it all involves like creative stuff. I'm not very creative.
PJ.
Although I
don't
have my
say that.
aspirations.
I hate to break this to you if you didn't already know, but PJ's contemplating moving to the Seattle area.
I've heard this.
Yeah,
I've heard this.
when he does, we're going to get together both of our genius minds together are going to produce some scripts, some internet shorts that are going to be brilliant.
Oh, do you guys need me for a star?
We don't need you as a star.
Oh,
Craft
okay, never
service still an open position. But that's I think we're inspired when we come here.
You can borrow a serving tray from one of your butlers, right?
Oh, yeah. I meant star on the
Let's
development
talk more
team.
about ours butler.
I mean, I think
Does he go by Jeeves?
No,
or do
no.
you just call him that to be
the
a dick?
audience wouldn't see me as a star, but the crew, they would vote me MVP.
Yeah. It's quite possible. Is that a sports reference? Or I don't really know.
Yeah.
MVP? What does that stand for? I don't give a shit.
Most valuable primate. And then there was the sequel.
So does that mean you believe in evolution?
There was the sequel where it was a skateboarding monkey, and it was called MVP.
PD is talking about a series of movies right now involving monkeys and not Clint Eastwood.
Gran Torino.
Can I say the title? He's a skateboarding monkey. No, I said most valuable
Oh,
primate.
black player on a skateboard.
I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
Please tell me what MVP's sequel was called.
PJ.
Most vertical primate. Okay, he was a skateboarder.
And he was a skateboarder. A
And now that-
skateboard monkey?
There's also an Air Buddy sequel, another one coming out to DVD.
Oh.
Another?
Space Buddies.
Oh.
It's like 5 talking dogs in space.
But it's
Is
in
that
3D.
a real thing? I can't
It's in
tell.
3D.
It's not in 3D.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't star Brendan Fraser. It's not in 3D.
Just because you wear 3D glasses to every movie you go to doesn't mean everything's
That's
in
all
3D.
I watch. What's that?
I'm thinking about seeing My
That
Bloody
horror?
Valentine.
My Bloody
What? No,
Valentine.
you're not.
Oh,
Just because I've never seen
Just-
a 3D movie in the theater.
exactly. It's a new revenue source. It's a new revenue source for the movie theaters. It's cash.
I don't know.
Cash money.
I hear that in My Bloody Valentine. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, My
That
Bloody
there-
Valentine 3D.
That there's not even that many.
As if it's not clear enough.
That there's not even that many 3D scenes in it.
I come home the other night, and my roommate's best friend, who's also my ex-boss, so that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
He was hanging out, and then he goes, and I never make conversation, but I do have to confront them sometimes when I'm walking through the living room to go outside to smoke.
Yeah.
Because I'm not bold enough, even 2 years living there, to just open my bedroom window and smoke from my bedroom.
Right. You're always afraid your roommate's going to kick you out. You pay half the rent.
And she loves me
I guess
in
smoking
a way.
in there is rude anyway.
Yeah.
What type of way?
I clean the bathroom.
That's the way she loves you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
He's never there. He pays his rent on time.
I am there a lot more often
What
now.
a way to love somebody, though.
Yeah, she loved me a lot more. Like, how would you feel
When
about
you clean
this?
the sink?
What's that? In the bathroom,
joke,
I would
bad
clean the
joke.
sink.
Bad joke.
So
Sorry,
anyway,
go ahead.
So I was walking through the living room, and Tony, oh shit, gave his name. Whatever, he doesn't care. Like he's a fucking listener.
Fuck that guy.
So Tony, fake name but real name Johnston. I'm walking through the living room, and he's like, "Hey Nick, got a movie recommendation for you." And he knows that I like movies. He knows how impressive my DVD collection.
This is your
currently
roommate's
is.
best friend?
Yes, and my ex-boss.
Intergender? Sounds like a sitcom.
What? Who said intergender before you?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
It's
You
a
just said
girl.
intergender.
It's a girl with a guy best friend. It's like Clarissa and Sam.
Oh, okay.
They love Nickelodeon,
Na,
Nick
na,
and
na,
PJ.
na.
I grew up on Nickelodeon.
I
man.
know. I'd never had cable as a child
Is that right?
until the 8th grade.
Oh man. Well, you still had it as a child then, kind of,
Yeah.
but just barely.
Yeah.
You're jerking off at 8th grade, right?
No,
With
not
Kyle.
so much.
No? Were you late bloomer with the jerking off?
I'm
I was
a
in
late
the-
bloomer. I didn't hit puberty till 10th grade.
Yeah. You can't tell me that with your fucking 5 o'clock shadow. I'm 28
Yeah, I know.
and don't even see a whisker.
Listen to this guy talking about, I can't grow a beard. It would take like a whole week.
Shaving's
Well-
such a pain in my ass. Guess what? Not shaving is a bigger pain in my ass.
Oh,
Because I'm trying to get laid and convincing people I'm over 18.
People think I'm young too.
But the fatter I get, the older I seem, I think, because I'm more bitter. Coming through the living room to go outside to smoke, and then Tony tells me, Nick, got a movie recommendation for you. My Bloody Valentine 3D. It's awesome. And I think I did make a point to ask him, is it awesome because it's not awesome? And, like sometimes you watch a movie because it's bad.
Yeah.
And that's basically what he said. But apparently you can go to the movie, put on your 3D glasses, and see boobs for like 10 minutes jiggling around.
In 3D?
In 3D.
Why would I want to see that?
And then you can also see somebody get their eye stabbed out with a pencil.
I hope
or
they have a
do.
non-3D DVD version. Like
Well,
you
it's
can
really-
off to.
Whose boobs are they? I mean,
I don't know.
would pay $10 to see Jennifer
would you?
Aniston's
No.
boobs.
Jennifer Aniston.
She's great looking.
boring.
Yeah, are we talking about some sodomy or some sadistic shit?
My question
or just
is,
boobs?
is the boob scene and the eye gouging scene the only two 3D scenes?
No.
No, there's like
3D
some fly,
is throughout.
There's some birds coming at you, PJ,
I heard that it's
There's some
that it's
bats,
not throughout.
maybe.
I don't think bats.
or an axe.
It's not
Something scary is going to be coming at you at that
It's not
movie.
a Lou Diamond Phillips movie.
Well, I want to get back to this boobs question. You saw 10 seconds worth of boobs? Is this correct, Nick?
I didn't see anything. My roommate's best friend was describing this to me.
Yes.
Thanks for paying attention, Har.
No, I left out some details.
As people tend to do. If you'd ever listen to the show, you know I do that constantly. I just make up things I thought I heard a second ago.
Yes.
But I don't know how.
Whose boobs are they? Do you know?
I think
I
it's
don't
this
know.
girl, Betsy Rue.
Betsy Rue.
I believe
She's
that's
in My
her.
Bloody
Can
Valentine 3D.
can you blow up one
It's
of those
her
pictures
boobs?
we have on Google.com?
Betsy Rue.
This is
R-U-E.
IMDb.com.
What
That's
did he call her?
IMBD.com.
Quit saying it wrong. They're our sponsor.
I think this is the girl that I've seen in the preview where they literally just put the 3D banner over her tits in the TV spot.
Wow. She's
Brittany Rue, blonde-haired,
Betsy.
blue-eyed.
Betsy Rue.
We'll put a
Betsy
picture of her in the
Rue.
photo.
IMDb.com.
Thank you, IMBD.com.
What does I am stutter stand for? .com.
In the movies.
In the movies.
Betsy Rue. Good luck to you.
Play Brotherhood.
Red Bull gives you ringworm.
Anything up? Oh no, we're good.
Good. Jesus.
Keep talking about my religion, Har.
Your
As if
religion.
it's not offending me.
My religion,
Just kidding, former religion.
I grew up as a Christian, but
Happy day, we're recording now.
I'm just saying, growing up at some of you elementary school in Yakima, Washington.
Enough with the Yakima anything. Nobody gives a shit.
Fuck them. We had a Jehovah's Witness.
I'm amazed that
A grade
you are as
below
cool
us.
as you are and PJ as cool as he is, living in Yakima for as long as you have. You your whole life.
Har's born and raised. Yeah.
Yakima is a
But
town
you've
of
lived here
hidden.
for several years.
Yakima is a
and-
town of hidden gems. Nicholas.
And we like to expose that here on the podcast.
Not really. It's all
Yes.
being taken over by corporate America, wouldn't you say? Sullivan's Drugstore closed down in place for a Walgreens.
I was
Come
going to
on.
say, I knew it started with Wall.
Mart going in on 72nd in Nob Hill.
Yeah, all you rich
For all
people
those
don't like
folks who
that.
are against Walmart on 72nd and Nob Hill, tune in. Wednesday.
Nobody is tuning
Yeah.
into this.
Talking to you nobles,
You don't
Karsteaders, Pose,
Har.
all of you behind my house.
All of our listeners
5702.
are British. Nobody can even pronounce Yakima. Quit talking about
Yakima.
like it matters.
If you guys want to come to Yakima for a good time, wine. You guys like wine? Red.
It is wine country.
Really?
Yellow,
Known for that?
white,
Yeah.
Red.
I just thought it was known for its
lots of
Mexicans.
tours. Prosser, Washington's got the best
Well, that's
wine.
not Yakima.
Yakima Valley, PJ. Yakima Valley.
Now we're reaching.
Yakima Valley. Sunnyside.
Nobody's reaching with the YV.
Zilla. Wapato.
Wapato, great wine in Wapato.
Grandview.
Get some cherry wine.
Isn't that where they film Sideways?
Wapato. You guys, who's that actor from Wapato? The Indian guy in a famous movie, 1970s or 80s?
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
That is correct.
I don't know the
Ding,
guy's
ding,
name.
ding, ding.
That guy
He
cannot be
played the
from
crazy
Wapato.
Indian. He played the crazy Indian.
Well, there was a crazy Indian in that movie.
and he was from Wapato.
He was from Wapato, Washington.
Yes.
I think any movie I would have said just then, you would have agreed with.
PJ's looking it up
Yeah,
right
the big
now.
Indian guy from the 70s and 13 going on 30. That is the guy.
Oh, that was not right. He's from Wapato. I wish I knew his name.
PJ's looking it up.
Keep talking.
Back to the Jehovah's Witness,
Oh yeah, that's what
where
you
we
wanted to-
started.
Do you
There
have a
was
lot of
wait.
questions?
I just want to say something because there was a guy in the grade below me who was a Jehovah's Witness.
Okay.
and he lived right next to the elementary school. So he'd kind of like
That weird?
hop. Yeah, that was
Why
weird.
is that a relevant detail?
Because it was weird in the first place. Because he'd like hop over the fence and come to school. Then he'd like, I swear to God, sometimes at recess he'd hop over the fence and like say hi to
Sometimes
his
kids
mom.
can be weird, and you don't necessarily have to blame it on their religion, though.
I completely,
going.
I
I'm
completely
sorry.
no, I completely agree. But as a kid, you don't know any better, and you focus on the weird things about
Sure.
them.
And I was a weird kid. Were you a weird kid, or would you consider yourself a normal kid?
I was weird in my own way, but I was normal in my upbringing.
Okay.
Kind of back to the environment.
Right.
If you're raised as a Jehovah's Witness,
It is
you're going to
really
be
weird,
weird for most of the people, most of your classmates.
Exactly. Okay,
So it
keep
gives
going
them
with
an
this kid.
excuse. So this kid I thought was really weird. And he wouldn't celebrate his birthday, and we were all kind of like,
Yeah,
Why-
we had to
why
explain
wouldn't
that
you do
every
that?
year
Was
on
he,
our birthday.
was
Yeah.
he proud of being a Jehovah's Witness, or was
Nah,
he kind of
I feel like he was.
He wasn't
ashamed.
pushing it on you.
No, not.
Oh
at
yeah,
all.
I was ashamed too. You
He
said he
was-
was ashamed.
I feel like he was ashamed.
He
And I
didn't
just
want to talk about it. You just knew.
Didn't want to talk about it. He didn't.
Is that how you were too, PJ?
Yeah.
We were both
Definitely.
ashamed growing up.
I think to a certain degree I would kind of throw it in people's face. I used to like to say I'm a Jehovah's Witness. But
I never liked to say
I
that.
definitely was really bummed out when
Until I was
Halloween-
about 16 and I got baptized and all holy for a minute.
Yeah. But I was definitely embarrassed and wished I could go trick-or-treating and stuff like that. So
Yeah, me too. That was always a bummer.
Yeah, that would. Be
Christmas
Well-
was bigger for me than Halloween, but like just watching other kids celebrate Christmas,
Yeah.
and getting their Atari 2600s or whatever it was,
Did this kid from your school end up killing himself, or
I hope that's what this
I
is
don't
building
know.
towards.
No.
Are you his Facebook friend?
No. No. I can't even remember his name, to be honest.
Well, if he's still a Jehovah's
But-
Witness, he's probably not allowed to be on.
You know who you are. Right around 61st and between some of you and Chestnut.
I'm not even going to tell him to stop
Talking to
this
you.
anymore. He's obviously not listening.
what about him? Is there a story about him?
I just told the story. He was the Jehovah's Witness who would hop the fence
I know,
at
but I
lunchtime.
thought it was building to some
Oh.
huge thing.
What a great guest we have.
Wow. Don't even know what to say to that.
Hey, I want to talk about nicknames
Let's.
because we've been referring to you
Jesus.
as Har the whole time.
How is
With,
that spelled?
H-
How will we spell it in the show notes?
H-A-R.
H-A-R.
Hargraves.
Where
is
does
my
Har
last
come
name.
from?
Okay, well, your name is Matt.
That is correct.
Matthew J.
Matthew.
Matthew
James.
J?
James.
James, okay.
Biblical.
Everybody's Googling you right now. How do you feel
They're
about
gonna find some good shit.
You're going to find some awesome poetry.
I-
Yeah. What about those felonies?
And his last name is Hargraves, which is where Har comes from. Did Lance give you that nickname?
No.
No?
No.
You've asked this question more than once.
Where does
And I
Har
always
come
say
Asked
no.
this before? The thing is, Lance was like kind of king of the nicknames.
Yeah.
Although he did steal a couple nicknames that were originally
Lan-
my idea and pass them off.
I've
as
done that
his.
too. I've stolen
And that's not
nicknames you've had for other people.
that's not a diss on Lance, but that's kind of what he did.
But Lance
is
was
a friend
really
you guys had.
right. Yeah.
some
okay.
kind. I
So
don't
he
know.
Lan-
took it to the next level. Lance is the next level taker.
Right. Yeah, exactly. He really is. This is how I met Har. I worked at Outback and I lived in a house.
Outback?
It's like house. You know it. Nick couldn't stand the heat. Got out the kitchen. Got a
Whatever.
fucking rash
We
on
on
my
a
gut.
motherfucking
Hey,
mission.
Outback boys, did you ever work in the fucking dishwashing pit?
No.
Because
I
it
did.
sucked,
It
and
was
that's
fun.
why I quit.
It was fun.
Sorry, I couldn't handle
I
it.
think I worked with you actually.
Oh, did you?
I believe so.
That's cute.
So I
Did we share some rubber gloves?
would just share some diaper rash cream.
Fuck you.
So I was bussing with Lance and a couple other people that work there, Nick, Troy, and Heather, and we all lived together. And then I first met Har at the sports center when it was a casino. Go Yakima.
Yeah.
And it was so great because he's playing blackjack and he's wearing a hat that says "success" written across the front. And it was it worn for good vibes or was it a coincidence?
Was it worn ironically?
It was worn ironically and for good vibes.
Yeah, I think it was more just for good vibes. But we had some good fun back then. And Lance was king of the nicknames. I don't think he ever really... Oh, he used to call me the Hobbit. Oh, that pissed me off.
Why the Hobbit?
I don't know. There was really no reason for any of the nicknames.
Yes.
He would call her cousin Amy Longneck.
Very random, yeah.
But there was a lady at work that looked like a pigeon, and I used to call her the Pudgy Pigeon. And then he started calling her the Pudgeon, which I admit is genius. And then there was another guy that would always wear, at Outback, they would let you wear like Australian-type hats with bits of flair on them. And this guy would always wear his
What do you
hat.
mean Australian type hat when you say that?
Like an Outback hat, like
Cowboy hat,
okay.
but a skinny cowboy hat.
right, yeah. And this guy
Did
Richard,
Crocodile Dundee wear this hat?
he would wear not the one that this guy in question wore.
If
but
it was
there-
made out of alligator
I'm just saying,
skin,
does that
he
give me
would.
an idea of what the
yeah,
hat is?
exactly that kind of themed hat. And this guy would wear it, and he looked like a little rat, and I used to call him the Rat in the Hat. And Lance shortened that down to the R and the H.
Yeah. Oh,
But the
R
thing
and the
is,
H.
Lance's nicknames would always take over. He'd always fucking...
because
The
he's
R&D,
a
by the
promoter.
way.
He's a marketer.
Yeah, he really was. And that's the crazy thing about it is he would seriously walk around going, we're calling this guy the R and the H. I don't want to hear you call him anything else. He is the R and the H because Lance is a fucking salesman.
I'm just gonna say I know Lance.
True that.
I've met Lance, and back
good
when
guy.
you say good guy.
Yes.
I have my problems with Lance.
Yeah.
Well,
As did I.
Okay. My let's if we're
Your
talking-
Lance?
I got
So
a Lance
cute.
story. No, I'm just saying my Lance story.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't stand Lance, and I've told him this if he's listening. Lance Madsen,
I
Wisconsin.
doubt he is. I don't even.
He's probably not, but eventually, these
I've
things
met the guy
last
twice
a
in my
while.
life.
10
He wrote on
years.
his MySpace page that he doesn't like to live his life plugged into a wall.
Yeah, that's Lance. Yeah, definitely.
But he posted that as a MySpace update.
But I couldn't stand Lance. I played soccer with him.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with Lance at all. My experience
So
with
you guys
Lance
met
was
him through the
sports.
job, right?
No. Hard.
I knew him
grew
through
up with him.
sports. No, I didn't grow up with him. I knew him
When did you
through
meet him?
sports. Like 5th or 6th grade.
There you go. So, okay, so you didn't grow up with him.
6th grade.
But you met him as a kid.
I met him and I didn't like him.
Okay.
That's the point. I hated him. He was a terror. We
Was he a
shared-
bully? He strikes me as a bully.
He wasn't a bully. He was a goof off.
Okay.
And we'd be at soccer practice, and he'd be fucking around doing some R on the H shit. And we were trying to practice.
By the way, going back to that
That's
real
some
quick.
nasty shit.
R in the H is exactly as many syllables as Rat in the Hat. How is that a nickname?
It's just it's got that Lance flavor to it.
Flavor Flav. So I hated him. I couldn't stand him. He was fucking around with practice, and we wouldn't get shit done. Coach would have to yell at him and disrupt shit, and he wasn't doing his thing the right way. And so I couldn't stand him. But then somehow I got to be friends with him,
Yeah.
and then we got along. All right.
I very much
And I like him now. I mean, I've always
I had like the Benjamin Button
Since then.
effect. I really loved him at first, and then I started to hate him
yes.
as time went on. He's a good guy, though. I mean,
The Benjamin
he's nice.
Button effect.
it went backwards.
I loved him and then I hated him. Benjamin Button.
Why
But yeah, and he's such a weird guy. He'd always get these crazy ideas. He's selling, get mixed up in pyramid schemes and Amway.
Really?
You guys would all run around town trying to sell your Cutco knives to each other.
That wasn't not Lance. That was
Lance never did Cutco?
No.
That
I
wasn't
started-
not double negative?
That wasn't not.
Oh, okay. So Lance did
Triple
do
negative.
it. I'm not saying what Lance
You
started.
think you know him that well that he would start something like that?
No, I'm not saying what he started, what he was involved in.
Yeah.
More importantly, you were involved with Cutco knives?
Fuck yeah! I have 5 in my drawer right
Could
now.
you give me a spiel right now for a Cutco knife?
I would love to.
You got to schedule an appointment. You get $29 an appointment, right, Har?
Yeah.
PJ,
Well,
did
at
you
my
get the
time, it
short
was
No.
$11.95 per appointment.
What's that?
$11.95 per appointment.
Oh, not bad, not bad.
They have
Who are your
ages.
appointments like? Every single one of your aunts and uncles. You go to
Everybody that
grandma's
felt
house.
bad for you.
Everyone.
Oh God,
of my
he's
aunts and
fucking
uncles.
15 now. We
And I
gotta
have a
start
big
dealing
family.
with this bullshit. They're twins. There's 2 of them.
Yep.
I gotta buy 2 fucking Kirby vacuums today.
Luckily, we only sold Cutco, and that was all on me.
That's not all your brother sold. He
So
sold
is it a
some ammo.
series of knives, or is it like one super knife?
Well,
like
it depends what
Kenzie?
you want.
Oh,
Do you want to
okay.
cut through a tin can?
Do I want to cut through a shoe? More importantly.
They all can cut through shoes, Nick.
Oh, okay. All right.
I have a table knife in the drawer. If
You've
you
got a
want.
whole stack of Cutcos in your fucking closet.
Har
don't
loves
you?
those cut.
I have 5 Cutco knives, and Nick, you should see them cut a rope. That was one of the demonstrations, and there is no excess residue. It
A
cuts
rope
it
is more
cleanly.
impressive than a
You
shoe.
tie grandma up, light a fire, and say, "Grandma."
A rope is a lot like a steak. When you cut it, there's fragments that break off from the cut.
So this is directly from Cutco.
And if you cut with
Dum-dum.
cut with a Cutco, there are no little fragrances because it's so clean.
Uh-huh.
It's like,
But who
it's like-
cares about
It's
those?
like ivory clean, ivory soap, palm clean, olive oil,
I believe that's a Yakima soap.
made in Mark Marquardt's basement.
Play Brotherhood.
Yum yum bubblegum, bitch.
It does, yeah. It's weird. It's like,
I know. That's why I'm writing things down all the time, and then I
what
forget.
did you guys write down? You guys wrote.
Oh, you know what I wrote down. Do you guys?
warts. We were talking about warts at one point.
We weren't talking about warts. You stole a peek at my notes and saw that I wanted to talk about warts.
Why did you write warts?
Because I wanted to know, and I'm going through it now, and I have several times only as an adult, though. Do you guys get warts on your hands?
I do not, but I have had warts.
When's the last time you had a wart?
I had a wart in the 7th to 9th grade.
Oh, man. I'm an adult. You
Very-
missed that part.
Those were very traumatic years in my life. I had warts on my finger.
I
The-
have several warts on my fingers right now.
I had one.
I could show them to you. I
Or
could show them
two.
to the internet. Let's do it.
As like a kid in school, I would get like these weird warts on my fingers, but like on the inside part of my finger, so I could just close it to my palm all the time.
Right.
Those stuck around for a long time. More recently,
They stick around for a long time.
I had like these really weird, like kind of almost watery in texture warts, like just on 2 of my
I get
toes
this.
on my right foot.
On your toes?
They were there forever, like in between my big toe and the one next to it, like where they rubbed together. Just huge beds of them, and they just disappeared. Thank God. But I don't have a wart problem at all.
Well, I do.
I don't think I ever
Except
had
on
any
your toes.
embarrassing warts.
I don't
just, but just for a short amount of time. Actually, it was a long time, but it's gone now.
But here's
Yeah.
what it is. I think 2 things when I think warts.
Frogs.
Frogs, which I've had no interaction with in recent days. And then also, you think of a sexually transmitted disease of some kind.
Yeah.
And that's not it. It's on my hand. I fuck very few ladies with my hand. And when I do, I'd like to think that it wouldn't produce warts. But one thing that does work, and I've had warts before and they've gone away, and what you can do, they have the wart remover, like at any grocery store. But that stuff's expensive. It looks like a Band-Aid.
It kills it with coldness.
Kindness?
Yeah, it kind of freezes it off.
Coldness.
They should try killing it with kindness.
They should.
I've never seen that fail.
You're exactly right. That's the new medical breakthrough for 2009.
Laughter.
Kill it with kindness.
But duct
Can
tape.
you get warts on your finger if you finger a wart chicked girl? Like, okay, like if I'm with a
No,
hooker,
I think it's genital warts only. I don't think it transfers.
okay,
Yeah, but
directly.
your fingers are in their genitals.
But okay,
Or around there.
Let, me ask you this.
I don't think it's the same.
Let me ask you this: you're with a
There
hooker.
it goes.
You're with a hooker. You have no condom, so you decide to finger her because then the AIDS will be confined to your 2 fingers, right? And you don't have to worry about anything else, like the T
The
cells.
epidermis acts as a condom on your fingers. Unless you have a cut, then it's like a broken condom.
But only the T cells in those 2 fingers go down. is what I'm asking. And then maybe eventually I have to amputate.
No,
those
because your
fingers.
blood flows, so it flows from your fingers.
That
yeah.
just doesn't seem to make any sense. I think AIDS
It
is
makes more
confined.
sense to have AIDS in certain parts of your body that you can then
I just got AIDS just in my right index
all you-
finger.
that's all you
I just
stuck in
banged
the
this girl
whore.
one time.
That's all you stuck in, or what? How can you get?
I
AIDS
just stuck
anywhere
in my
else?
index finger, and I just have AIDS in my finger. Why don't we just cut it off? Solve the AIDS
I mean,
problem.
you share an ice cream cone with her, then you're gonna get full blown AIDS.
Well, no, you
But-
just cut off your
Until
tongue.
then.
We learned as kids never to share an ice cream cone with an AIDS
Yeah,
Did you?
patient. I don't know where I was ending that.
yeah. An AIDS kid.
Tom Hanks.
Is it true that, like, okay, so you're
No.
gay, you're gay, so you automatically have AIDS?
No.
No. I asked that question to Dad once when I was a kid because I was convinced I was involuntarily gay. Like, I had no attraction towards men whatsoever.
Oh, okay.
But, like,
At what age?
Young, I was just
I
like,
went through that last year. That's weird.
I think it had something to do with, like, the religion. Just, like, as soon as I heard you can't be gay, like, oh, my God, am I gay?
Yeah,
And I would
went through
sit
that too.
there and seriously make, like, lists, like, what points to that I am gay and what points that I'm not. Number one was always, like, I don't like cock. But it wouldn't matter. Like, it just, I would second guess myself all the time. Anytime like a guy walked down the street or something, I'd be like, did I look at him? I looked at him for so long. I'm so oh my God, now I'm picturing him naked. I'm gay.
Yeah.
And then so, like, I would
That's so
ask
funny
Dad.
that I'm not the only one.
That's amazing.
I remember for me it was gym class, like in middle school, and everybody running around in their short shorts and their dangly dangs, and
like, you look at him and you
and then
you
because
notice
it's
them.
because it's in your line of vision, you assume you're gay.
I felt the same way when I saw Labyrinth and David Bowie's bulge. I'm not shitting you. Just because I noticed it, that was probably the first time I
How
thought
can you not
I
notice
must be
David
gay.
Bowie's bulge in Labyrinth?
Seriously.
That guy is a spandex catastrophe.
Do you remember? This is totally off subject, but do you? I was just talking about this.
That's
to,
unlike us.
to my wife the other day. I was telling her about this time at the house when this crazy drunk guy came around and he was knocking on the door, and he was trying to sell Mom a bunch of weird stuff, and he was really aggressive.
Oh, this is as we were kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was really aggressive and, like, yelling at Mom. Remember that? And she just started, like, bawling her eyes out.
No.
Dad never got up. And
What
went
was
to
he
the
selling?
door. Like, random stuff. I think he had just, like, stolen
Nick,
some
hurt.
stuff, like trinkets, like a sidewalk pitchman from the 50s or something like that. like oh, here's a thermos, you can drink out of it. And it was like coffee thermoses and stuff like that in this weird box. And Dad never got up the whole time. And Mom's like freaking out and crying. And the way Dad comforted her was by looking out the window and saying, "See, he's at Dawn's house, who is the next door neighbor. He's not going to come back here." Like, that's all Dad did. He never got up and, like, protected her while it was happening.
Protected her from what, though? I still don't understand.
This guy is standing at the door. Mom, somehow apparently unable to just shut the door in his face, is like, "No, we're not interested."
She's at the drive-thru all over again.
Yeah, exactly. We're not interested. And he started, like, kind of crying. He was really drunk. "Come on, I need this. I need the money." She keeps saying no. And then maybe she did close the door, and he started, like, punching the front door. But the whole time the door was open,
I almost remember
Dad
that
never
now.
went over there.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I've never been a husband. Would you
go over there?
Yeah, you would have to.
Okay.
So if you-
no matter, even if I was terrified out of my mind, how do you know your wife is, getting yelled at by this guy, and you're on the couch watching TV? Get up and go over there, at least just to show her how to close the door. But I mean, he couldn't really say no to people either.
How long have you been married?
6 years, 6.5.
A lot of stammering there.
There's so
a lot
many
of collecting
dates I
your
have to
thoughts and
remember.
memories. So in that, you said 6 years?
Yeah.
6.5.
Yeah.
Okay. In that 6.5 years, has there ever been an instance where you had to check out a scary noise in the dark?
Yeah, well, I mean, the cat runs into the apartment tonight.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
stray cat.
That's
She
a funny
freaks out.
story, Har.
That some weird. I don't know if you know this about my wife, but she just fucking hates cats. And this big,
I didn't know that
fat,
about her
ugly
either until
stray
tonight.
cat ran into the apartment tonight, and she just started screaming. No, I'll tell you one time when I dropped the ball as far as protecting her goes. On our honeymoon...
Even better.
On our honeymoon in Canada, we had seen the movie Signs, and she was really freaked out by that movie. She doesn't like to see any movies that are even slightly scary. And
Even PG-13 scary.
Yeah. And so this is our honeymoon, and then we go to the car after the movie, and I just kind of hop in the car and shut the door. You know, I'm newly married. I don't know how the fuck you're supposed to act. And, like, so her door's locked, and she's trying to open it, and I'm not paying attention to the fact that she can't open the door, and there's some scary guy, like, hassling her for money, and I don't even know what I'm doing in the car, but apparently I was just sitting there forever. When she got in the car, she was really pissed off at me. 2 days into marriage.
Welcome.
Yeah, so I guess I dropped the ball there. But it seems like there's been times when I've had to come to her honor. There was a really racist lady at Safeway that wouldn't be around Alvina. She said something about the smell or something like that. And then
And
when
your wife is Mexican.
yeah, and then when
She probably
Alvina
does smell.
when Alvina was done looking at the meat, she looks at this white trash lady and she says, "Oh, I'm leaving, so you can look at it now." And the lady says something like, "Oh my God, I'm surprised you can even speak English."
Oh, jeez.
I wasn't there for that, but I feel that nothing I could have done, like, my wife can handle herself in those. She proceeded to follow this woman around the store, just heckling her, and then they left at the same time. She got in, like, in the same line as her, and the lady just kept asking her, leave me alone, okay, I'm sorry, leave me alone." But Alvina wouldn't let her, and then she blocked her car in the parking lot for some amount of time, and then flipped her off and drove away. Thought it was pretty funny.
That is good.
And I wouldn't have been able to do that much for her. I mean, I probably would have just...
Alvina's a pretty tough lady.
I wouldn't have articulated
She does seem
anything
very
well.
tough to me,
I just would have been like, are you fucking serious? Like, from the way at least Alvina described
You would have
it.
verbally abused her
I would have...
straight up, and Alvina like just kept poking her.
She mind gamed her big
Yeah.
time. It was good.
Sometimes
that's
that works and sometimes it doesn't. As far as like pushing the other person's buttons because they pissed you off,
Yeah.
that just makes me uncomfortable. I can't see myself like being even an observer to that.
I'm in no means, by no means confrontational, and I think if that was a situation over maybe like, hey, that was my steak that you just grabbed, and they got in the same kind of fight, then I would be really uncomfortable. But the fact is, like,
She said something really harsh to her, yeah.
out of nowhere, completely unwarranted, about, like, just because she's Mexican. I mean, you live in fucking Yakima. Get over it.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Who's going to be racist against Mexicans
I
while
moved
living in
here
Yakima?
with the hopes of meeting and marrying a Mexican, which I did. I lived my Yakima dream.
Yeah, I heard that was a bet between you at one point.
Yeah,
Between PJ and I?
Yeah.
the bet was who would get married first.
Oh, that's right. And I paid you that $20.
Yeah, but we both would always talk about how we wanted to come to Yakima and marry a Mexican girl.
I wasn't sure that I wanted to marry a Mexican. I just thought for some reason
I think when we would
that
come,
I would move
What
to
a
Yakima
dream!
and
The Palm
girl-
Springs of Yakima, providing wives for
Palm
all
Springs
those
of
from who's
Yakima?
to come. The Palm Springs of Washington.
Oh yeah.
we would.
We're gonna edit that out.
No, that's going to be a show title, friend.
No, that's gonna be a clip at the end of the show. Bloopers.
We would come to Yakima like for a couple of weeks, a lot of times in the summer to visit, and we'd go to the Jehovah's Witness meetings, like with our
You mean you and
uncle.
me as kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when there would. I mean, you'd go to the meetings with them. It's Yakima summer, so everyone's just dressing like sluts, even at the meetings, and they're all Mexican girls. And I think that's where it first kind of got into my head that I need to move
See,
to
you
Yakima.
slam me for wanting to bang an
Unbelievable.
Asian, and you've got this obvious thing for Mexicans.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
explains your wife and now your daughter. But so why give me so much shit for Asians?
'Cause Asians
That's why I
don't
moved
have-
to Seattle.
Asians don't have breasts, and their skin is yellow.
They're hella
None of-
smart though. I think it's more of a generalization.
Yeah. it
There are some extremes for all those Asians who do have big breasts. We apologize.
Yeah, and there are some, and occasionally I'll seek those out. Like, if I'm looking up porn, I'm not going to type in Asian. I'm going to type in Asian
Oh.
with big tits.
I've typed in Asian. My computer knows what I like. I don't know what it is. I don't know where it sprang from. I've never even kissed an Asian, but God, do I want to fuck one.
That girl, that Japanese girl that was nominated for an Oscar for Babel, did she get full frontal in that movie, or was it just like a bunch of vagina shots?
I think it may have just been like a
I think she
explicit bush shot. I don't think there was
showed
boobs.
her breasts. I don't know, but she just looks so much like a boy to me. And
What's funny about the bush
Asians
shots
too.
in movies
Yeah.
is they just show the bush. They don't actually show the vagina.
Well, it's
And
the hair
all
is
of it's-
covering it. You know what I mean?
Well, it doesn't really ever cover it. It's always the hair's a little bit on top.
Yeah. That's what you call something.
A landing strip.
landing
that's
strip?
the one.
yeah, but no,
But you know what I mean. The movies,
I disagree. The movies I see that show vaginas, like Babel or Shortcuts with
Haven't seen
Julianne
it.
Moore's bush, is
They
that they're
show the
extremely
vagina?
hairy. You're seeing the
You're
whole
seeing
thing.
the hair.
It's just
You're seeing the whole
covered
vagina.
with hair.
Right.
But outside of taking a razor and shaving that hair off, you're not going to be able to see the vagina. It's there. You're looking at where it is. There's just pubic hair covering it.
Which pubic hair?
The-
Come
not-
on, guys.
not-
Come on, 2009.
I mean, in those two movies alone, it's full frontal nudity, and they don't even have landing strips. And I don't know what you're talking. I mean, maybe in the Cinemax movies, obviously they're not like Spread an Eagle or anything like that. And obviously those girls are very shaved.
I never saw the movie you're talking about, but I can
Shortcuts?
Shortcuts
Me neither.
or Babel.
or Babel.
I saw Babel, and
What
there
other
was a lot of
vagina
pubic
shot?
hair.
But I can't imagine it showing the actual vagina. I mean, there's a difference between a porn
Well, they
shot
do.
of a vagina and a movie cinema
it's
shot of a
open and
vagina.
full of
The
something.
difference between a porn shot and an R-rated vagina is there's not a cock in it. in
Yeah,
the
there's
R-rated
no
No.
penetration. There's no
No.
spreading.
No cocks involved. What's the difference?
What do you mean? What?
You give me a porn movie with no cocks involved and an R-rated movie with no cocks involved and vagina shots on both of them. What's the difference?
Because usually, if there's no cock in there, she's doing something with her vagina. And beside that point, she's completely shaven, so you can see it. In these R-rated movies, probably in an R-rated movie, they probably can't show, outside of like a childbirth scene knocked up, like a completely shaven vagina.
They might be
It's-
able to.
the-
This
I don't think they
But
can
you-
show the actual, like, the lips of a vagina.
Exactly, but they're showing.
That's what I'm talking about.
But they're showing
Have
as
you
much
not
as
seen
they
Knocked
can.
Up? That was a good point. You saw the lips
But-
of a vagina.
Yeah, but that's a
That's
childbirth
rare.
scene.
Yeah.
so that's something different. But I don't know. My point is that if she's got the full bush like Julianne Moore style,
Yeah.
then they're still showing the entire thing. You can't see the lips because it's as God made it with all the hair there. Well, I guess it's God. I guess when they're born,
Yeah.
there's no.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying they focus, obviously, the pornography movies focus on the lips of a vagina.
Obviously, Hart. It's
Obviously.
pornography.
Exactly.
That's not what we were talking about.
In
2 minutes
movies, they
ago.
don't. It's just, I'm just trying to point out
Well,
for all
that's the
those
difference
viewers,
between movies and pornography. The difference
There
is
is no difference.
if there's like Kleenex in the theater you're
why
at.
can't you have a good movie with a little pornography shot in it? You don't see that.
Like a
Fight Club.
pornographic scene?
Yeah.
Because I think at
Give
that,
me some lips and on a vagina in an R-rated movie.
well, at that point, the
what
movie.
I'm asking for.
I think at that point it's considered pornography, though. That's when it makes the jump. I can't be sure, but you've got to put the XXX rating on that, right? If it's penetration in
Did you
there.
guys see Eyes Wide Shut? Because wasn't that an X?
I didn't
rated?
see it.
It was NC-17, I think.
NC-17. Okay,
And
but
there
one
was-
step
Was
above.
there actual penetration in that? movie?
don't know. Never
not-
saw it.
not
That's what
shown.
makes pornography.
I think
is
it would-
the cock in the
So
vagina.
lesbian on lesbian is not pornography.
Sure, it is. Sure.
Okay,
I don't
well
know why
then-
that's different.
vaginal manipulation. Also,
It's
what's the intent?
physical act of sex on screen?
And what the
So lesbian,
intent
sure.
of the movie is. Like, is it there is it presenting itself as a porno movie, or
Yeah,
is
but
it,
I've jerked off to some PG movies. as
So
a
you get an
teenager.
R-rated movie with a sex scene. That doesn't make it pornography.
that's simulated sex?
just one scene of it. That's not the point of the movie.
The only difference between pornography and non-pornography is the fact that when it's pornography, you're watching it and you're knowing it's real. Even as uninterested as they probably are, it is what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Their intent.
It's not simulated.
Like
their
there's
intent.
there's been sex scenes in movies like maybe Under a Sheet where I can't think of any right now, but I know there's been some where there was like controversy because they think there was actual penetration
Yeah, I've
while
heard
they
that
filmed
before,
the
yeah.
movie, and that's that's very worrisome because I think it affects like even though you're not even in that case you're not even seeing it, and it still would require like a much harsher rating.
Right, and it hurts on their sales more than anything.
Well, yeah, if you can't. If
I
you're
don't know,
an
that's got my
NC-17,
$10.
if no one under 17
Yeah.
can see the movie, there goes a lot of your audience. When if
Exactly.
you're just an R-rated movie and you're known to have titties like American Pie, the 13-year-olds are still going to find some way to go see it.
Yeah.
Whereas NC-17, it's just impossible.
And not playing in most theaters in C-17
Yeah.
anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
It's hard to get to until DVD.
Well, yeah, I agree. I'm just saying it's an interesting. So what makes anyone want to make an NC-17 movie then?
Some people have a point
For
to
the
make. Larry
artistic-
Clark, for one.
For their
Yeah.
artistic.
Yeah. Some people
I don't think
consider
they're
our
setting out
endeavor
to-
Snatch on screen.
They're not saying I need to make an NC-17 movie. Now let me build the movie around that. I mean,
Yes.
they're making
Right.
a movie. They know what movie
Some
they're gonna,
are probably.
They know what movie they're gonna make, and they know sometimes they know from the very beginning. The stuff that the things I need to do to tell this story is definitely going to get an NC-17 rating, like Larry Clark, because those are the kind of stories he tells and the way he tells them.
Have you seen any of his movies? Kids
No.
and...
But then there's
Kids
other
I've seen, yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
there's movies that are rated NC-17 and then they fight to get it dropped down to R, whether they actually take
Kevin
stuff
Smith
out.
every time he
Yeah, exactly.
pumps one out.
Yeah, he always appeals, and I think usually doesn't have to take anything out.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple things in Clerks. There was that.
But his most recent movie, Zack and Miri, I know that he got away with that with just an appeal and not having to cut
Yeah.
anything out. So we did get to
That-
watch the
that's
porn star
not-
shit on that guy's face. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, that's not someone that's setting out to make an NC-17 movie. It was rated that, and then
In
he
Kevin
fought
Smith's
it down.
case, I think he is sometimes. Not that he...
I think he wants to push it as far as it can go, and he probably likes appealing the decisions.
Yeah, he likes to get the MPAA in his headline of his blog the next
Yeah.
day.
The internet's really changed porn.
The internet
That's
has.
what I
I
have
think
to say.
Nick getting a laptop, as he's often said, has really changed his porn viewing habits, right?
I wasn't expecting to talk about this tonight, but let's talk about it a lot. Yeah. So pornography prior to my laptop, which I've only had for... I got it even after we started the show,
Yeah.
so less than 6 months, probably right around 6 months. I got this thing, and it opened up my porn world, because prior to that, like, I was actually going to the corner store and buying a Hustler.
Wow, old school.
Not so much, because I'd only buy the Hustler. I wasn't so much a fan of the magazine, but you'd buy it, and it would cost like $13 or whatever.
Yeah.
But it comes with a DVD every month.
Oh.
A feature-length
Didn't know
porn
this.
DVD, and hardcore, too. So that means penetration, for those that weren't paying attention earlier. But the thing about these... Have we talked about
I
this?
think we have. Like, you didn't know... it's not like you got to pick which DVD you were
Right,
getting.
it was a gamble every month because they seal it in plastic.
It was a
So
surprise.
you don't know
A surprise
until you've
DVD.
purchased it
That's
and then
awesome.
open it every month what the theme of the DVD is.
It's like baseball cards, but for adults.
Yeah, exactly. And I'd trade with friends,
Yeah.
get it autographed.
Hey,
by,
dude, I got
Christy
this.
Canyons.
Definitely
Yeah.
not the desired way to build a porn collection.
No, so every month my porn collection, my addition to the porn collection is a gamble because it's. Never bestiality, nothing that extreme, but like smoking fetishes and just weird shit that I
So
wasn't.
they'd always
into.
throw in some crazy surprise.
Or
like,
even anal, like that's extreme for me sometimes. I'm like, sometimes I just want to watch some meat and potatoes, dick and vagina, So, where were we going? Oh, yeah. Then I get the laptop for the purpose of doing the show, but I'm also thinking, I have, internet at the house. This might come in handy. Now I have access to new porn every time I want to look at
all
porn. All porn. Like,
Free.
It's and free, and it doesn't take that long to load, and I can do other stuff in the meantime. I'll be on Twitter. I'm looking at my MySpace.
Opening several tabs.
responding to all your viewer emails.
Yes, of course. Not after this. RedTube.com is only one of 5 tabs I have open. But yeah, so that's what's changed for me. And so now, like, PJ, I mean, we're obviously talking about it, but PJ holds the controls once we start recording when I bring my computer over here. So I know for a fact that every time he's looking for anything as far as websites goes, that something embarrassing is going to pull up in my history.
No.
But I'm single.
It's not like I'm searching
Even if
your
I weren't
history.
single, who gives a shit, right? It's porn.
Yeah.
I'm a thriving man.
I agree. There's some people, especially in this community, who would not agree with you, though. It's amazing. Some people are really against pornography.
Oh, I know.
And,
lamos, for the most part.
You know, I would say that, except some of these people are my family members, so I have a common bond.
But they need to
with
get
them.
with the times.
Why does that have to be I mean, there should
not
be
saying
some
everybody should-
relic of the past, though.
Nobody has to appreciate porn, but don't think less of me.
Well, you can't. Can you ask them to do that?
You can't keep buying like all the new iPods and iPhones like that, but then still want certain things to be the way they were years and years ago.
I agree.
You got to change. It's time for a
So
change.
you're saying pornography comes with the times that
yeah,
we're living in.
and on
You're
my
gonna
fucking
get an iPod,
iPhone.
you're going to get fucking subjected to porn.
Yeah,
That's what you
that's
get.
right.
Now, I know that you have the
It
option
comes
of,
on your iPod. It's the screensaver.
you have the option of pulling up porn on your iTouch. I don't imagine you've ever done that. Who's going to jerk off to a picture that's small?
That's quite a ironic name too.
Oh, look what he did.
No, I haven't looked at porn on the mini screen, but you know, anytime I'm around Wi-Fi, I'm in public, so.
That's true.
So
You don't get a certain
Yeah,
tingle in
plus-
your bottom when you're jerking off at a restaurant?
One of the last episodes that we talked about porn in, my wife came home and told me something about. I always tell her, oh, it's just a character I'm doing anytime she doesn't like anything I say. And so she texts me from work and goes, "You look at porn?" Because we had talked about it in that episode. I said, it's a character. You know? But then
Do you
later
not
she-
get me?
Later she told me, you know, no matter what you say, I know you don't look at porn. I'm like, how do you know I don't look at porn? Are you browsing my history or what? And she just knows. She has her ways, so she says that she knows I do not look at porn. So I'm
So are you
interested
telling
to know
me
what that is.
And Har and nobody else right now that you don't look at porn? And your wife is right?
I'm telling you that my wife says she knows for a fact I don't look at porn.
I don't care what your wife says.
And I
he
like
looks
it.
at porn. I know he does. We've had this conversation at a bar. He looks at porn, Alvina. You're wrong.
Have you ever found any
Of
porn on
course
my
you
computer?
look
No, I've had conversations with you. You've asked.
It's ridiculous.
Are those girls at the bottom of the webpage real?
Heart.
I know your wife is a listener. And
When I'm
telling
at the
her now.
bar, I'm doing a character.
Oh, really?
Okay.
It is ridiculous if she thinks you do not look at pornography.
Alvina, wake.
Have you
wake
ever
up.
found any porn on my
Drink the
computer?
cup.
No, but I've never looked.
Okay. Well,
I wouldn't look at
I'll
porn.
bet
neither
you-
has my wife, and I've never found any
I'll bet
porn on there.
you.
That
I'll
she's
bet you
looking at.
$100. I'll find porn on your computer, PJ.
Were
Do
you
you
going to come to
accept-
my house and do that?
Yeah.
PJ was the one that taught
Why-
me how to
why?
delete
My
internet
wife-
history as a teenager for the first time.
But I don't.
He knows the tricks. He
If
knows the ins and outs.
If I deleted the internet
keeping his wife
history,
happy.
if I deleted the internet history, she would know because we leave that up to like go back. To
Well,
the
you
things
probably
we've been
delete
looking
it,
at.
and then you go to a few websites that you know she'll.
No,
she'll
because
look at.
they're all in a certain order. You know, like
Oh, you know that order.
it would get really hard. I'm going to type in like 4 months worth of things. And to where it says 4 months ago, and you open it up.
no.
This
You
is
know,
like
how-
three
how can I
strokes on
fake
Google.
that?
You've just found some way to avoid getting caught, and it's
found-
brilliant.
I found-
I just wish you would tell us.
I found a magic way, but don't look at porn if you don't want it on your computer. All I'm saying is my wife knows for a fact, says her that I do not look at porn. So that's all I'm saying.
Let's just keep it that way then.
Yeah. Why? Oh, really, Mr. $100? Come fucking look it up on my computer.
Yeah. I know. I mean, come on.
Come on, what?
You're lying through your teeth.
I don't know what I could be lying about.
I don't know either. What are we talking about?
She hasn't found any porn. I don't even know how she's looking. Maybe
She's probably not.
What if she has a video camera in the house pointed at the computer and she reviews 24 hours? No matter what I did with the internet history, she would still know I was looking at porn, right?
Yeah, if those circumstances existed.
If that's what's happening, then there you go.
So do you jerk off on other things on the internet aside from porn?
I have to make do.
Women's tennis.
I mean, I go to
CNN.com.
YouTube and just type in busty bikini.
That would be a really lame result.
Yeah. Well, if you can't look at porn, then YouTube. I mean, there's no porn on there, but they get as close as they can get.
Yeah. I'm going to pretend we like to ask this of all our first-time guests.
Okay.
What's the weirdest thing you ever jerked off to?
Or the
Wow.
weirdest place. And the weirdest place.
The weirdest place, I was driving home.
Yeah, I've done it while driving.
I don't think I've ever done it while driving.
No.
I've done it while in a car, but not driving.
Not while driving.
In a car full of people.
I pulled over.
Yeah, same here, family.
I pulled
Wow,
over.
not me.
I can't do it while I'm driving.
Oh, I have.
No, I was
wait, so you're saying you like pulled over to a rest stop and tugged one out?
You just got...
It wasn't a rest stop. It was an exit. Probably approximately by Everett.
Don't give a location.
you just thought of something and couldn't wait, or what?
Yeah, I can't even. I don't know the thought process. I just remember the end result.
Which was, ew, gross. Now I got to drive home in my own stew.
Like I shook it out. I was like, what did I just happen? Why did I do that?
No more
Did I
Robitussin.
need that? No, I didn't need that.
Yeah, a little Robitussin will knock that boner right out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, man.
Robo jerkin?
Anyway, so that was the weirdest place. What's the weirdest thing? And then we're done. Like, think about when you
I
first
don't even
discovered
know.
masturbation. Like, there were some weird things for everybody.
You gotta feel it out. You gotta find out your thing.
There wasn't.
I like to
it
ask
was
this.
girls.
Ever anything animated, though? Animated girls?
No.
Not even as a...
No.
Okay,
No
good.
World of Warcraft characters.
No,
or anything
not at
like
all.
that?
I was only asking that to test your sanity, and you passed. Because Jeff, twitter.com/fedge, episodes 10 and 11, admitted to jerking
Yeah,
off
and
to
defended
animated
it.
shit. Yeah, and defended it to no end. He couldn't shut up about it.
No, it's never been anything.
I don't.
But girls.
I mean, I definitely don't see how I would ever want to do that, but I don't think it's that weird.
I guess it's weird 'cause
with the
I
internet,
haven't done
you know people's craziest shit and fantasies and stuff like that. It doesn't seem that weird to jerk off to. I remember trying to like draw pictures of naked ladies. I would never jerk off to them, but there was a scene in Billy Madison where he was drawing like his teacher all naked, and it's like, ooh, I want to do that.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that before.
Yeah, I think I have too. Really calling back things.
Call back.
Did you used to like? I used to run to the park, to Ryan Park, and climb up that metal bar a few times until it felt good. Did you guys
See,
ever
I
do that?
no,
Nah.
I.
Dude, I was like, seriously, 9th,
But that's a
10th
normal
grade
thing. I hear about that. It's just never been me.
Till I discovered my masturbation techniques.
Yeah.
Some people, like 6th grade. Seriously? Sixth
Not
grade?
me. 6th grade. I didn't even know I had a belly button in 6th grade.
Some people were like 6th grade, and then he had 7th, and then most people like 7th or 8th. I was like probably 9th or 10th.
Here's
Right? Yeah? I mean, there's a
For
big
me,
difference.
I didn't go to public
You're
high
going
school,
through
so it's
these
harder for
different-
me to break it down that way. But yeah, I'd say right around 8th or 9th grade for me.
Yeah.
Here's a question that I have for you, and not for Nick or myself. Parents ever catch you?
No.
No, brother.
Possibly.
Yeah, that's always kind of the answer. Isn't it? I think
possibly.
The
Like,
answer
you never
is
know for sure.
he did.
Most likely. If you're going to say possibly, you have to say most
You're acting so weird when he walked into the
Yeah,
room,
like what?
that he knows what happened.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nothing. Football
I-
practice.
I'm just walking around with my hands in my pants, and then
Just taking a nap.
Like probably get like real aggressive, like get the fuck out of here, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
DJ,
just
why are
sharing
you
my own
sweating? Shut the fuck
experiences.
definitely.
It was so awkward. Like,
Why is this Salt and Pepper video on loop?
Nick used to
Salt
record
and
like
pepper.
fuzzy HBO porn and watch the tapes over and over and never share them with me. What a shitty brother.
Yeah, but you ended up finding it and stealing it.
Yeah.
Like real bad.
Like
when we say
fuzzy.
fuzzy, like you can barely make out the silhouettes in the cable snow. But I jerk off to that shit, man. I loved it, and it was
Wow.
the
Hey.
fakest porn ever. It was Cinemax porn.
Bikini Bistro and
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
She's not really fucking that guy in the elevator. I know better, but my boner doesn't.
Well, Horror, thanks for being here, and it was a lot of fun. and
I
thanks
don't know
for
about you, but I had a
listening
great
out.
time.
I had a fun time. Thanks for
We
having
don't do outros. This isn't going to be in there.
Thanks for having me on the show, guys. BerengerEurorack.com. Supporting the sound
Did
system.
he just give a shout out to Tom Berenger, the substitute? That's weird. I didn't even know you knew him.
Did he invent the sound system? 'Cause
Oh,
it says
Behringer.
Behringer on here.
Yeah. Don't give away the
Sounds-
brand of our mixer board.
Sounds German.
It's German, right here in Yakima.com.
Yeah.
Now you gotta buy Yakima.com?
Take those stickers and give them out to everyone who you want to brag to that you're
Brother-
a highly successful podcast.
You don't even know the name of our show.
PlannedBrotherhood.com.
Can you imagine all of our rabid fans are like, oh, I just want to be on that show so bad. And then, like, he's some guy that never even listened to be on.
Just a jackass.
Yeah. Just some
Well,
guy
for
that-
all you fans out there, you know,
And all of Har's new fans.
and all my new fans, you
Oh,
guys,
Har,
you guys
is it-
should do a vote. Who's the best guest so far?
Are we going to be able to put a picture of
Oh,
you
should we take a
online?
poll with our listeners, you mean?
Yeah.
You think you have a good shot? We've had some, at least
I-
one or two repeat guests.
I probably don't.
I think
but-
both of our family members would be like numbers 1 and 2.
Yeah. I don't think
I
I'd
consider
be number
Har
one.
brother.
I don't think I'd be number one, but I'd like to see it.
Brother from another mother who I'd like to fuck.
Right back at ya.
Gross.
Oh man, you guys want to hear just not even to record, but this disgusting story. I'm really grossed out by people like brushing their teeth. Like I can't see it on TV or in person or anything. This guy at work, Tyler, is telling me about how he works like in this nursing home, and he has to brush the teeth of this lady
Ugh.
that like never brushes her teeth. So just how extremely bloody it was, and then she spit it in his face.
Ugh. So you got the blood
I'm
and the
getting a
toothpaste.
stomachache right
I would
now.
slap that bitch.
I don't even know why you said that
God.
out loud if it was going to make you so sick.
I seriously can't even get it out of my head since you told me.
It's
that.
true though. PJ has a couple of weird things. The
Cereal.
the cereal thing. I am with you on that. Like we can't
Watch
be around
eat
people
cereal.
eating cereal only because of the milk and the sogginess and the slurping and the spoon.
And if you drink out of the bowl, then it's over.
oh,
I bet you do. I think I've seen you.
I will fucking divorce you if that ever happens, future wife.
My wife doesn't do any of that, but I don't know if it's like.
Because she knows better.
Cereal-
Yeah,
It's
but
annoying.
see, I don't know. I don't know if she. I can't remember if she ever did, and I just like was like, I can't handle this. Or being around my wife brushing her teeth isn't so awful. Just I think because I know her so well
She's
now.
got a good pair of teeth.
And
too.
she and she.
Yeah, and she has nice teeth.
Yeah,
That helps.
both of them. Good pair.
bottom and top, baby.
She also uses a very small amount of toothpaste, so
that helps.
it doesn't go dribbling down her chin.
That's what you don't like, huh?
Yeah, although come to think of it, it still grosses me out when she brushes her teeth.
I tested the abrasiveness of toothpaste in the 9th grade in a biology class.
Did you make a TV show about it called Mythbusters?
No, but Colgate won. Remember that?
Oh yeah,
Colgate, shout out.
is this for a science project?
Yep.
That can't be a real shout out to Colgate.
Well, that's real, babe.
There's no sincerity behind your shout outs anymore. You've just given up on the show.
Was there any in the first place?
We've lost all of our sponsors, and you're
This is a
mostly
fucking
responsible.
comfy chair
You
shot.
never had any. Well, the only shout out and sincerity goes out to the people at the old grocery outlet on First.
And those we lost in 9/11, really.
What?
Those people that died a few hours ago at 9/11, that bus crashed right outside. You didn't hear that?
9/11?
Are you not aware
Call it
of that?
911.
Are you not aware of the relevance 9/11?
I think he's disgusted by the mere mention of it.
Are you not a patriot, PJ?
Who did you vote for?
I've said it many times. 9/11 is my absolute favorite. I love 9/11.
How could you love that day?
So-
It's not his favorite anything. It's just his favorite.
It's just my
Boom.
favorite. Like,
Period.
there it is.
Boom. As in,
Oh, I'm sorry.
As in the planes went boom, the
Boom.
men jumping from 100 stories went
Yeah.
boom, splat.
their brains went boom.
PJ is so
that
obsessed.
funny?
It is kind
Is
of
that funny that people's brains went boom, Nick?
No, it's not funny
Apparently
at
so.
The brains caught on fire first.
all. PJ was so obsessed with 9/11 at one point that for his birthday, I thought this would be a great gift. And I wish I'd gone through with it. A gift basket full of little 9/11
things.
trinkets. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got your Jenga, which we've mentioned before.
Your Boeing
Always reminds you of
747.
9/11. Oh, that credit for that joke goes to Andy and Kelly, and not me, because I didn't invent it.
Glad we
But then
cleared it
you got your United 93, your World Trade Center on DVD. That was pretty much it.
93, I was not a fan. I'm more like watching the things on like the Learning Channel or the whatever channel about like stories from within and
Let me ask if you
secrets of 9/11.
so you studied up on 9/11. Do you think there was it was an inside job?
All I know is that planes crashed into buildings, people jumped out of the buildings, and then they fucking collapsed. That's all I know and care about 9/11.
Oh yeah, I saw that piece of news too.
That's
Yeah, I've
all
heard about that.
I was fascinated by. Was just all that shit.
Do you feel like it's changed your life in any way?
No.
He
No.
likes to talk about it a lot.
Well, do you think it's affect Bush's presidency?
That, yeah. Yes.
So then
I
his
think-
presidency had no effect on your life? Because it didn't change your life in any way.
What, 9/11 specifically?
Yeah.
Well, 9/11
PJ wasn't
9/11
getting
wasn't
until Obama signed him out just now.
9/11 wasn't the only
podcast from Gitmo. Damn.
September 9/11 wasn't the only part of George Bush's presidency.
It was the
though.
crux of his presidency.
And I can't even say that George Bush's presidency really affected my life. I didn't even get that fucking stimulus check because I owed the IRS money.
Oh,
So
I
it
got it.
didn't affect me at
that
all.
was the highlight of his tenure.
Yeah.
That stimulus.
It's only
check.
8 years, idiot.
How much was that
Tenure.
stimulus check? 300.
If you're not
Oh,
married.
if you're in a certain bracket, right?
If you weren't married, it was 300.
Yeah,
That's
we-
what I
we
got.
would've got 600.
You know what I bought? 3 VCRs.
We
We
would've-
realized they're obsolete now.
My wife and I would have got 600 each, and then 300 for the
For-
baby.
yeah.
Which I mean, we got it went towards our IRS debt. Debt free now, baby. Thank you, 2009.
Ooh.
George Bush.
So you're looking
2008.
forward to your return this year, huh?
About half of it, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't filed my taxes yet, but I'm hoping it's nice.
Plan Brotherhood. PJ and Nick are out of control. They will crash the airwaves with a microphone. So sit down tight and listen close. All the ladies now take off your clothes. Plan Brotherhood. Plan Brotherhood.
Har, I saw you from afar. At the blackjack table with your hat ajar.
Wearing success. Dressed for the mess.
Dressed for success, my hair all a mess. You did have a big curly afro then.
Are you guys freestyling, or did you? I can't tell if
we're
you're
gonna
reading off
edit.
your
We're
hand.
gonna edit this.
I'm going to take it and enter a contest.
Dressed for success. My hair's all a mess. Ready for the double down. What? Why, dealer? You got a frown?
That's
You're
an
not bringing me
automatic
luck.
win.
What the fuck? Give me the sign. Flip your switch.
I don't like the melody.
Bring it like your mom's a bitch, PJ.